Talk with Kim. I can see you on YouTube.
5, 4, fading on 3, 2, 1. Bob Talk number 13. You are hot.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Ball Talk with Kim. Y'all, I have a lovely guest with me today. But before I get into all that, I got to take care of some business. But welcome back. This is my 13th show. And y'all believe it? I can. I can. I didn't believe myself, but I'm here. But welcome back again to Ball Talk with Kim, smoothing out the truth with hope. Okay, we're gonna bring you some goodies today. I think you guys will all benefit from this. It's a wonderful thing. So before I get started, of course, I got to take care of some business, and I'm just gonna read this disclaimer because we don't need no legal all down our throats. Okay, so it basically says all information posted is merely for educational and informational purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice. Should you decide to use and or act upon any information, you do so at your own risk. Okay? While the information has been verified to the best of our abilities, we cannot guarantee that there are no mistakes or errors. Okay? However, TGN, Power Play, and or any of its affiliates, shows, podcasts, broadcasts, radio, TV, hosts, and or guests will not be held legally liable for the opinions, advice, and or content provided. It is for entertainment purposes only. So I have to say that because, that's important. We have to make sure that we protect ourselves at all costs. But without further ado, I'm going to get into what I normally do. But before I do, today is a very special day for a very special person, which is my mommy. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, mama. I know she's watching somewhere if she ain't in a spa somewhere. So she turned 66 years old today. And she don't care about me telling her age. So for y'all that's getting your panties in a bunch, don't. Because she don't care. She like me. And don't she look like me? Now, don't say I look like her. I know she older than me, but she look like me. And if you ask her, she will tell you the same thing. No, I look like her. She don't look like me. She will tell you that. But I had to give her and put her on blast today. I love you, Mom, and happy birthday. Have fun today. Whatever you got planned and whatever they sending you. And also after today, that money I sent to you, can I borrow some of can I borrow some of your money? It's just I'm gonna help you buy your other gift. I'm just kidding. But anyway, happy birthday, mama. I love you and enjoy. So moving to the next part of the show, of course, you guys know I love to give my inspiration, motivational quotes. It's written by me, for me, and now I am extending it to you. And I do hope that you benefit from it. Just think about it. Give some thought to it. And it simply says, Lily entry number 172. Time is valuable. Just make sure you're not wasting away with the clouds, but building a solid foundation on reality and not fantasy. That way, when the clouds disappear, you'll have time to recover from your fall. So it's nothing wrong with dreaming. Okay, y'all. It's nothing wrong with being in the clouds. There's nothing wrong with how when you're younger, you lay back and you're sitting in the clouds and you're like, man, you're dreaming about what's next, what you're gonna do, and you have all these visions and all this stuff. And then sometimes we take ourselves out of reality and we start mixing a whole lot of fantasy stuff in it, and then it can go way left. I think that's when we start falling asleep. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just when you wake up, you realize, man, I'm still here. Okay. And bottom line is make sure that you are, when you come out of your dreaming part, that you really do have a plan. Write down those things that you want to do, because that vision, the only way it can be made plain to you, you have to write it down. Okay. So please, guys, make sure that you understand this quote and what it's for and the purpose behind it. Okay. So, of course, moving to the next thing. January is our awareness month. Of course, y'all know January got a lot of stuff going on, like any other month. But this is National Blood Donor Month for those who do donate blood. I am one of them, and I need to get back in there. So please donate, donate, donate. They do need it. Get yourself checked out. That's a quick way to get checked out too, just in case you wanted to know. They'll tell you if your blood levels are low or whatever's going on with your blood. They can't use it for whatever reason. But please, guys, please donate. It's also National Birth Defect Prevention Month. So for those that's planning, pregnancy planning, or that are currently pregnant, this, there's a lot of information out there about that, or those who have had children or not, whatever the situation is, you want to support these causes. Please support these causes. Also, National Glaucoma Awareness Month. Now, y'all know in the past I done stumbled through some of these medical words. Don't be mad at me. I try to say it without getting crazy with it, but this glaucoma awareness month is supported by the American Academy of Ophthalmology, okay, AAO, okay, and the National Eye Institute, or the NEI, which is a trusted source as well. This campaign highlights the dangers of glaucoma, for which there is currently no cure. And that part, every time I read this, I get something different out of it. And going into it, it makes me want to go look and find out. I did not know that there's no cure for glaucoma. I did not know that. However, they do say that national herb that natural herb that they y'all know what that herb is, that weed, that thing that we grow. They say that herb helps with the vision. Now, from my understanding, for the people that I know that ingest or take the herb, they say it mellows them out and they kind of fall asleep. Now, I'm just trying to figure out how. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, for information on glaucoma, dilated eye examinations and financial assistance is available for eye care as well at nih.gov. And also, it is also the awareness month for thyroids. The American Thyroid Association you can look up more information at the www.thyroid.org. It does promote public learning about the prevention, treatment, and cure for thyroid-related diseases and cancer. That is very important. This month also promotes excellence and innovational research. So y'all, please, please, this information is provided because it's important. I really think that we need to be made aware of a lot of things that we go through and what we deal with from time to time. Now, without further ado, I would like to bring on my lovely guest, Miss Cheril Bryce Nathaniel. I would like to bring her on. Hi, Miss Cheril,
Hello, Kim. How are you?
girl. I'm doing good, girl. How you
I am well.
doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm overjoyed. I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you're here because we got a little history.
Oh,
But
yes,
before we
indeed.
get into that little history, it's just something that when you're older, well, when you're younger, you dream about certain things, right?
Right.
And you don't think about you miss a lot of stuff when you get older because you're either married, you got your
Right.
children, your work, and you get in your career, and you just lose contact with each other, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
it's just always a blessing. That Facebook ain't so bad, right?
It's not so bad. Like I've been able to keep up with the I'm gonna date us a little bit with the class of 1994 amazingly well on
I
Facebook.
see that part. Okay. Look, that part, because we now you done told our age. See, I didn't ask
Uh-huh.
you to tell our age, girl. You done
Well,
said
look,
what
we're just
class.
we're just hoping people don't do the math.
We don't, oh yeah, they do be acting. They do be acting.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
so
Mm,
you know how that goes. But we gonna make it happen. Though. We gonna make it happen. So give me 1 second because I'm getting like a lot of feedback here.
okay.
So I want to make sure that I turn this down. So I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit for our listening people. So
Okay.
we don't get like this super duper lot of feedback and all that good madness. So but anyway, Miss Cheril, since I have you on here, do you still have that double feedback?
I don't hear it
You
now.
don't hear it? Awesome, awesome, good,
No, no.
Yeah.
good. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, Cheryl, tell me a little bit about now. Like, where? Okay, first of all, for people that don't know, where are you from? Where are
I'm
you from?
originally from Brookhaven, Mississippi. I
Brooke.
wasn't born there. I was born at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and raised in Brookhaven, Mississippi for the better part of the first half of my life up until I graduated high school.
Hmm.
So I always say that I'm a Mississippi native because that is literally where I got all of my early training.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Don't hate on it, Brookhaven. Now, how
Oh,
long were you in Brookhaven? Because this is interesting. I did not know that you were born in Louisiana.
yes,
So,
born
where
in Louisiana.
exactly on the map is Brookhaven? Because some people
Okay.
just kind of like off the
So
rocker.
on the map of Mississippi, Brookhaven is located almost smack dab in the center. So
Hmm.
if you are familiar with the capital, which is Jackson, Mississippi, Brookhaven is maybe an hour south of that.
Yes, I
And
was out.
if you're in New Orleans, which is the next state over, you got the Louisiana boot and you got Mississippi. I guess
Yeah,
we are 2 hours north of New Orleans. So
yeah,
right
like right
smack
in the
in the
boot.
center
And we're like
of
maybe about
Mississippi.
15 minutes from Louisiana's the state line. What people
True
don't,
story.
that's why you hear people say, oh, when they affiliate themselves from either Baton Rouge or New Orleans, and they say, I'm from Louisiana, this little small town
Mm-hmm.
right next to Mississippi. Like, oh, is it Opelousas? No, is Opelousas? Wait, what
Well,
is
I
that part?
ended up in
Oh,
a small
Psycho.
town called, yeah, Osika is right outside, right on the state line.
Yes, oh,
And
Psycho. That's what I meant to say. Because I have a
here's the
friend that,
weird part.
mm-hmm.
I ended up in Bogalusa,
Oh,
Louisiana, which is
yeah.
also very, very close to the Mississippi state border. We're like we're right at the tip of the boot on the
Mm-hmm.
map. So
Yeah, we right
yeah,
there. So
so
we
right
got the
there,
best of both worlds, right?
right,
So you cross the street, you right there in Louisiana. It just
pretty
depends.
much.
Our
So
Britney Spears is from Kentwood, I believe. She's from
she
Kentwood,
is.
Mississippi. So yeah,
Funny
we.
story about that, and I'm not going to take. I used to work in a spa in
Hmm.
Hammond, Louisiana,
Hmm.
years ago. I was a nail tech in a former life, and
Hmm.
Britney Spears and her sister Jamie Lynn and their mom used to come to the spa. They used to frequent
Ain't
it
that
all the time.
crazy?
Back when she first did the first album, "Baby Hit Me One More
Oh,
Time." And she blew
mm,
up really big, and her mom and
see.
her sister Jamie Lynn used to come into the spa in the in the hair salon as
Hmm.
regular, and people treated them like everyone else. I remember Jamie Lynn being in the dance competitions and all of that, and so that was
Yeah.
times a little known fact. There you go.
Oh, yeah, see, that's how we do it. We Mississippi on the map. We be trying it. Don't try, y'all. Don't hate on us. We
Don't hate on
Mississippians,
us.
okay?
That's
Don't
right.
hate. Mississippi and Louisianians.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me now, if you married? Are you married now?
I
How many children
am
you have?
currently divorced, but I was married for 25 years.
Mm,
Yay, we have
yeah.
we produced three beautiful daughters from that union, and I am now happily single. I've been single for about 3 years. So
Did you say happily single?
I
Yeah.
mean, look, let me tell you something. No sense in being miserably single.
Oh
It's
well,
too much going on out here in the
this is
world
true.
and too many opportunities to be miserable. So we're happily
Happily single. Now you guys are
happily
great
single.
co-parents, right? Well, your children are older. Is that correct?
They are older and we are a great co-parent. We during the time of the separation and divorce, we had one child left at home, and
Mm,
she was finishing her junior and senior year at high school, and she's
mhm.
now into her second year of college. That's our
Already.
youngest. She's 19 now. And we
Yeah.
did a phenomenal job raising those girls. When I can tell
Awesome.
you
Awesome.
from that union, dream work made the teamwork. When it came, teamwork made the, however it says it, teamwork
Yeah.
makes the dream
Dream
work.
work. Yeah.
With parenting, we did that. We did that.
Awesome.
So yes, indeed, they're
Awesome.
grown and gone now. So
So you it's safe to call you an empty nester, right?
I'm very much so an empty nester. Like right now, it's just me in my space. I'm currently sitting in my
Oh,
office, and the peace and quiet that this affords me. And I know people say that you cry like when your children leave home. And although I miss my youngest terribly,
hmm.
she's living her life, and I enjoy all of this peace
I need
and
to sit.
all of this quietness.
Oh, well, well, I ain't quite there yet. I got my
Yeah.
children. that oldest one, and then he cool, but they always come back home.
They do. Micaiah, that's my youngest. She was home for Christmas and she could not wait for Christmas break to start.
Oh wow, she like to come
She
home. See, she ain't quite
Man,
out the house all the way
right.
yet, because she still thinks she got her own room when school is out, and come home and still eat up all your food
Yes.
and all that good
Yes.
garbage. Well, I know what they be doing. They trying it.
That's what she
They
did. She
trying.
come home, she spread it out back there in that bedroom, and she was sunk in like a tick, and did not want to go back to school. But hey, you gotta get that degree so you can get out there and make your own dreams come
Yeah,
true. So
that's
yeah.
it. That's it. So what? All these years have passed now.
Mhm.
You have your children. You have all of these things that's going on in your life that keeps you busy.
Right.
What is it that you do? I know you're like a professional trainer, professional
Yes.
training.
Yes.
Okay, what exactly do you do now?
All right. So what I do now is a professional training coach. For the past almost decade, I've worked on a government contract as
Hmm.
a training manager, which is a training professional. And I love training people. I've literally had the opportunity to train customer service
Hmm.
representatives how to answer phone calls to help people who need health insurance. I've trained the trainers how to train the CSRs. I've trained supervisors how to run their teams, and I've had the privilege of giving advice to managers to do the same. I've had
Uh-huh.
the opportunity to run an entire department, which I love. When I tell you I don't mind being the boss, I am that girl.
Look,
I
it
am
must.
her.
You that
I
boss.
am her. It fits me very well. So taking all that training experience before that, I wrote resumes. I did a whole lot of other stuff. I ran a Christian bookstore for years and years before that,
Mhm.
managing a store, and then in between I would write resumes as a hobby.
Oh
So now
wow.
that I'm not working on that contract anymore, I decided to turn that hobby into a full-time business, which is 1-800-resumes.com.
Alrighty,
Um, we
girl.
just launched that business though. Look.
It don't
Like,
matter when you start.
look, that's
It,
my business card, y'all. And look, let me tell you, we still working at it. I'm still having to have a full-time job, people that's
mhm.
watching. So if you open a business, just know you're gonna be working triple double time
Awesome, awesome.
to
And
make
there's
it
nothing wrong with
successful.
that, because I
Mhm.
think that it doesn't matter when you start.
That's right.
That's what I talked in the beginning when I did my quote, and I had no idea that this would have tied into that. But
Right.
it's so important when you're dreaming. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. You know how you sit under the tree, you
That's
lay
right.
back, and you're making animals out of the clouds, and then you
Hmm.
go into that dream state. Like, man, when I get older, I want to do this, I
Right.
want to do that, or I want to have this, and I want to have that. It's nothing wrong with that. And then you somehow fall asleep.
Literally, like in life, on the journey.
Yeah. So it's like all fantasy when you're dreaming. Okay.
Mhm.
But then when you wake up, that's when reality hit hard.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, I said I wanted to do all this stuff. You got to put it into work.
you
That
do,
saying
you
faith
do.
without works is dead.
Very
So
true.
it doesn't matter when you start, because life does get in the way.
It
You get
does.
married, you have children, or you in long-term relationships, and
Mhm.
you're trial and error when you're going through life with business and all these other adventures that you take on. You're just trying to find that niche, when after a
Very true.
while what you love becomes your career, and you just figure out a way to make it a business. So you branded that
Right.
1-800-resume.com is what you said.
1-800-resumes.com, and
Awesome.
I have when you said that, I have this quote above my on the wall above my computer. It says, "A goal without a plan is just a wish."
Oh wow.
So
See?
same thing if you have a dream, if you don't get up and actually put the momentum behind it to make that
Yeah,
dream a reality, it's going to forever just be a dream sitting on the shelf of your mind. So
absolutely.
yeah, I love that
Absolutely.
quote. You gotta put the work in, people. Is it
Yeah.
easy? No. Put a quote up yesterday on my page. It says some days are fun and some days are effed. And I'm not gonna cuss on the show because I don't know your audience range. So
Just be you, unapologetically you, honey. Because look, everybody ain't been saved all their life, and
look,
with
and look,
respectfully, with respect though, we cool, we
yeah.
good.
And then that's how it is when you start your business. Like, and so that's where I am now. I'm still trying to figure out pieces and parts to 1-800-resumes.com. That idea has been in my mind for a while, even though I was doing it for free, 9 times out of 10 for free. I just started over the past 2 years charging people for the service. How crazy is
Wow.
that? And I've had people come back and tell me, I had a guy come back years later. I used to work with him at a bank. because I
Mm-hmm.
worked at a bank at some point in my life, in my former years.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Mm.
came back years later. He said, I need to go for this job. I need a resume. I said, I got you. I can write your resume. And I
Wow.
saw him years later and he said, thank you so much. He said, here, he gave me $100. And I was just blown away. I was like, why
Wow.
are you giving me $100? He was like, he said, that resume you wrote for me got my foot in the door making $100,000 back in, like, I don't even
Wow.
know. It was like
Eh,
in 2000 or something. And he was like, that was a lot of money back then. And he was like, I wish I could
mm.
pay you more. He was like, if you ever make this a business, he was like, you call it a hobby. He said, but you just have a knack for that, you
Yes,
know,
your gift
and
will make room for you. That
it'll
is a
make room for
true
you.
statement.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Now, just a little bit about your training, your professional training that you do.
mm,
What exactly, as for you, how long have you been training, professionally training people
for
or
10 years,
coaching? For
10
10,
years,
10
for
years.
10
Okay.
years, 10 years plus.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now, is it just government, or it's just in general? Is it like an individual private based
Well,
business or?
it was for a private based company who did government contracting.
Mhm.
Now, before that, now let me back up, you guys. I have my master's degree in organizational communication and my bachelor's degree in mass comm and journalism. So, a lot of training went into being able to do this. What I think I do well.
Mhm,
Before
mhm.
then, I was an insurance agent, and that's where I first started with presenting information to large crowds of people because
Wow.
I worked for Aflac, where I contracted with Aflac, the little duck everybody sees on TV, and it's a business to business type of insurance. It's not
Mhm.
an individual one. So I learned from my VP at the time to when you go out, because we had to cold call on businesses, you had to get past gatekeepers, and
Mhm.
that's where I got a lot of the training and
Right.
presentation from, because you have to know your information, you have to make it funny, exciting, and entertaining to capture this audience attention, because they're a captive audience.
Yeah.
You have their attention, but it's only because you have them on their lunch break, or the boss gave them 30 minutes, and now you got to get your spiel. And from that, I just like, I love doing this. I love teaching people new things.
Yes.
And
Now,
what got me was like that little light bulb that comes on in people's eyes when you're telling them, teaching them something new, or
oh
showing them
yeah,
something new. And then you can see it when that spark, when it lights up, it was like, there it is. That's what I'm looking for
that's
right
what I'm
there.
looking for. Absolutely. So,
So
what about the company? No, well, not the company itself, because you mentioned over. Is it 200 people that you trained before, or just is it what
it's
exactly?
okay. Let me explain what I have done for the past 9 years, because I literally did it up until November of last year. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it was for Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which is a branch off of the Department of Human Services for
Mm-hmm.
the federal government. The company
Mm-hmm.
I worked for, first it was General Dynamics, and then it changed to Maximus. And
Mm-hmm.
what we did is we take calls for Medicare
Okay.
and for marketplace. And that's what President Obama signed into law back in 2010, March of 2010. He
Okay.
signed in the Affordable Care Act, which was a very hot button topic.
Oh wow.
Not so much so now, it may be, but back then it was a hot button topic. So then we began to open up call centers. Well, Medicare had already been established. It had been established
Mm-hmm.
a decade before. So that one was up and running. It was doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
the we started training in Bogalusa, training CSRs, customer service representatives, how to give information to people looking to get insurance through the marketplace, which is the
Okay.
Affordable Care Act. And teaching people teaching CSRs how to educate people on what that was, because a lot of people thought that the Affordable Care Act was something like Medicaid. It
Right.
is
Right. Right.
not. It's literally a health insurance market exchange. And the government, well, the federal government is just trying to make it to where it is fair for people to come
Wow.
through and get insurance. Now, is it a perfect system? No, because if somebody may watch this and they may have not had a good experience with the ACA.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Linda, listen, Luke. I'm gonna need you to take that up with the federal government. You don't take that up with Cheryl. Okay.
Right,
That
exactly.
have nothing
Take
to
that
do
up
with
with them.
me.
I'm just
Um,
here as an avenue to help.
avenue to help. So went
Yes,
from
yes.
training that and just again loving to be a trainer, promoted to training manager, which that
Mhm.
led into training trainers, hiring and training trainers how to train CSRs, developing the team, meeting the metrics, running the
Okay.
department, handling the logistics, working cross-functionally with all of the other departments to make sure the people we are training, when they hit operations, they are
They are
prepared
ready
to
and
do their
prepared.
job. And I'm going to pat myself on the back. A lot of the people that started with us in 2013 on that contract that I trained are still there. They're there as managers and
Awesome.
supervisors. Some are still there as internal support group or whatever. Some
Mhm.
didn't even want to move up to all these other positions, but they're still there.
Wow.
And I just say, you know what? I love it. That's when you can say your reach goes beyond what you do right now, and you can still see it working in people's
Manifest,
lives,
yeah.
manifesting, even when
Mm,
they leave the company. There's like, oh, Miss
mhm.
Nathaniel, I remember you taught me X, Y, and Z, and I can carry that with me for life. And that's the thing I love about being a training professional. And
That
I got the
is
coaching
awesome.
experience, from coaching that team all those years internally. And I had a really great deputy training director
Mhm.
who sent me to get extra training. So I do have an expert coach designation from Association for Talent Development. So he sent me to be trained for that, so I could have some type of,
Okay.
he said you can go and get your own certification, but I'll start you off with, we'll pay for your designation.
Right, right. That's
So that's
that's
great.
amazing.
That is
That's
amazing.
really amazing how where you are and how far you've come because again it goes back to that dreaming. Did you ever think that then that you would be here where you are now?
No, I thought I'd be a writer. Remember, I used to write stories and have y'all
Yeah,
read them. I used to write
yeah,
poems and have us read them. So I
yeah.
fancied myself a novelist, and I was going to be rich and famous like Danielle Steele.
Look, listen. We famous in our own way, okay?
Right.
We're famous in our own. You're still there. I mean, if you really
Right,
think
right, right,
about it,
right.
but
Excuse me.
you're not too far from where you are because you do like people
Thank
and
you. Yeah,
you
I
do
do.
write. You resumes. I mean, look,
I do
you're
write
still there.
technical
Maybe not on the
writing.
look. Well, there you go. Just on that platform as far as
Right, right, right. So,
being that actual novelist as you so call
oh
it.
my goodness,
You
that
know.
was the dream. I thought that was such a fancy life when I would see. And here's the thing about authors:
Mhm.
their books are really popular, but you never really see the author. But they're so famous for like the books like Stephen King, which is one of my
Yeah.
favorite all time authors. If anybody want to get me gifts, just get me any
Get
Stephen King
something,
book. It
Daniel.
doesn't matter if
Stephen
I
King.
have it already. Just buy it.
Just get it for you. You
Just
don't
get it
care.
for me. Yeah.
It just it's
uh,
okay.
He's
It's all
famous,
good.
right? From writing, and I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest. I think being a writer on that level is like way cooler than being like a singer or an actress. I don't know why. That's
Mm,
just the way my mind is set up. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
that's the ultimate cool for me. So that
It's
was
kind of
my dream to be the
it's kind of like
ultimate
the
cool.
the behind the scenes thing because I
Right.
believe it or not, as much as I say I don't write, I do very much so, and still doing it. Of course,
Mm.
as you know, back in high school, as you said, we write, read the story. What you think?
Right,
And
right.
you know me, I would always had a little red ink pen.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, you need to fix that. That word don't go right there. And I
Right.
would ink it up and then you rewrite it and it's like I changed it because I wanted to say this. I'm like,
Mm.
no, well, don't erase it. Just draw a line through it. Cause you never know when you're gonna say, what did I have here the first time? I should have left it like it
Right.
was.
Right.
So writing has always been that thing for me as well. So and I'm
Mm.
still doing that thing.
Right.
So I got my degree in that in communication and marketing. So, that dream thing was, oh, I want to be the briefcase holder. That was my
Yes, you
thing.
were. You were like
The
even in
boss.
high school, you were like the businesswoman, like
And
in high
still
school,
is. Y'all refer to me as mama. I don't know why.
You just
You
had
were
that
granny
aura.
and I'm mama.
Yeah, I was granny and you was mama.
I'm
It's
like,
just
why? So, but now I understand why.
Mhm.
And just to kind of piggyback on that, I want to go back for a
Okay.
second and I want to share this picture of you. I was looking through just a lot of things, and it was something that pulled up, and I saw it,
Mhm.
and I said, "This is so profound." Because although we are where we are today, it's
Mhm.
still that little girl that needs that attention that we forget
Oh,
about, you
yeah.
know.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put this picture up.
Oh.
And you're not too far from looking like that little girl, but you just
Oh,
grown
wow.
fast, okay?
Look at her.
And you wrote, and this just stuck out to me. It says, I'm no longer this girl. I've outgrown her. She is a beauty, though and sometimes I miss her.
Oh, yes,
What does
I
that
do.
mean? What does that mean?
That means that, just looking back over my life, and I got married really early. Now, I don't recommend that today in the climate that we currently live in. I do not
Hmm.
recommend people get married at the age of 18. I don't.
Yeah,
But I got married at 18 and not realizing at the time that at 18, you are still developing
yeah,
yourself. You're still learning about yourself. Like, right,
yeah.
what makes you you, and you're not
Hmm.
there yet. So to have to grow up with one another in a marriage, and you are both still learning who you
Yeah,
are, is
yeah,
very difficult. And couples do it every day. Don't get me wrong. It's
yeah,
it's people that
yeah.
got married at 14 and they've been married 75 years and they
Whoo,
still
child.
together.
Well,
Okay.
wait, hold on, wait. How many people can you count on your
None.
hands?
One couple.
At 14, whoo, I'm not too far from you because I was 22 when I
Mhm,
got married. So and it was a long that 18 years. You're absolutely right. I
mhm.
wouldn't recommend it. If my even now 21-year-old come to me and say, "Mama, I'm ready to get married." I'm probably gonna side eye him and say, wait till you're at least 30.
Wait. Wait.
And even although my ex-husband and I we co-parent and stuff like that,
Mhm,
I know at some point he said it a few times when we were
mhm.
married. I missed all of my 20s because he that family dynamic.
Right.
He was 19 when we got married. I was 22. So it
Oh,
was
wow.
like that long he missed all of that youth
Mhm.
in the 20s. So I encourage the young people, look, before you tie yourself down, make sure
That's
that
right.
you are the best version of yourself that you can possibly be
Right.
before as they say, look before you leap. And I ain't
Gee,
saying go out there and play, get out
right.
there and get raunchy, but
Look,
live your
Imma say
life.
this. Listen, Kim, Imma say this, and it's something I heard a comedian say. It was like,
Mhm,
"Listen,
mhm.
them early 18 to 25, them your whole years. I don't
the,
if people don't
the
wanna
whole
call it that or whatever, look, get that out. Go
wait,
on
did
and
you
get
call them
all
the
of that
whole
out.
years?
Them your whole years. Matter of
Just
fact, nothing you do before the age of 25 is gonna count on your life's
it's
resume. Okay?
you get a pass
You're
between
gonna get
y'all
a pass.
heard that. Now I didn't say that
You're
shit.
gonna get a pass. And look, we already did the disclaimer for the show. So look,
Right.
listen, Lindas and Luce.
You said
If you're
listen.
under the age of 25, live your
Hmm.
life. Live if you find a man or a young man you fall in love with, baby, that is
Hmm.
your pennies and that's your nether
Oh,
regions talking.
s-
If
oh
you
my
can be in a
gosh.
relationship with that person for at least, as Steve Harvey said in his book, Act Like a Man, Think Like
Think
a
like a
Lady,
woman.
with that part. If you can
Mm.
keep your legs closed for 6 months and see if that I almost
Wait,
said
you done added some months
mm.
too. He only gave him 90 days. You done added some more
Okay,
time
well,
to
okay,
that.
hold on. We'll go with his version, 90 days.
Look, do
If you can
whoever
hold
make it
out for
past
90
that.
days, if you can make it past that, I would say 6 months because guys know the 90-day rule. So they'll
Hmm.
wait the 90-day rule,
They'll wait it
right?
out. You gonna say six
hmm
months? Okay, okay.
If
I'm
he
gonna
can
go with
hold
that.
out for half a year
But
with you, and he say he love you as passionately as you love him,
mhm.
trust me, sis, he will wait. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be on a pedestal so high because your standard, your boundaries are set
Right,
in
you're
place.
not that easy to
You're not
give
that
up the goodies,
easy. He
the
will
cookie.
chase you. He will
Yeah,
chase you.
but
Okay.
wait, in the midst, because men think different than we do now.
And they
So
do.
even though he's waiting for you because he feel like you are valuable, I truly
Right.
believe that while he holding on to you and making sure he wooing you,
hmm
he getting his
He
um
picking the fruit up off the ground. Now listen,
mm.
you're at the top of the tree. Now
Wait a minute. Oh, he's snagging them low hanging fruit. Is
he
that
gonna
what you
snag a couple low hanging fruit
yeah.
on the ground. But here's the thing. First of all,
Mhm.
if he's smart, he's not going to tell you he's grabbing low hanging fruit, and he's being safe and protecting himself because they're young
Mm.
people. They're young people, and
Mm.
sometimes the low hanging fruit will jump out in front of them and tackle them. And they
Mm.
was like, "Wait, I really don't like her like that." And they will sit there and play with that fruit and
Oh
literally put it in the
wow.
trash and keep going. So ladies who are giving it up super easy, they
Hmm.
put themselves at a disadvantage. And look, I'm not telling y'all nothing I don't know. I've experienced this myself.
Right,
Okay,
right. We done been
I've been
look like
there.
we done
Been there.
been there,
Okay.
done that, and
So
got a t-shirt and trophy and
right. I got the
ooh, bless our
t-shirt. I got
hearts.
I got all the albums. I got the autographs.
You got it all. It's
So
like we
yeah.
done did that.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
growing
that.
growing through all that, and now being to a point where I love myself. I've matured enough to
Hmm.
recognize my flaws and
Hmm.
my assets. You know what
Yeah.
makes me shine, and I am comfortable and I am okay with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I miss who Cheryl was all those innocent, gullible years ago. You know,
Mm, mm,
but I love who I am today because that young lady, even though I was a confident young lady back then when I got married, I was really confident at
mhm,
18, and I was always kind of feisty. So I had to learn too how to balance that because the older we get, the more mature we get, we learn to use our words. We learn how to articulate and communicate what we
correct.
need, other
Correct.
than resorting to our base emotions of anger.
Mm,
Um, and
mhm.
wanting to fight because I wasn't above fighting back in the day. I'll tell you right now, I was
Oh my
not
goodness.
above that. I was not above that. And even
Not my
today with
friend, sweet Cheryl.
you already
No.
know I was not above that. Like I'm not gonna start a fight, but if you bring it to me, I was
Oh,
so ready. I
look,
used to
hey,
be
we
so
deliver.
ready.
You send for me, I'm coming.
Yeah,
That's just how that work.
if you see, it's gonna be nook if you buck. Not
Oh,
not
oh,
not
wait a minute now. Hold up.
not now. Not
Not
now.
now. Of course not. But that really stuck out to me. And I looked at it so different because
Mm-mm.
just for that moment, I don't have a picture of myself when I was younger. I should have put it out there. But for that moment, the last part when you said she is a beauty though, and sometimes I miss her.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you a little bit about even with me, because I
Mm.
know, now that we're older, sometimes I do look in the mirror and I think about that little girl, that young Kim, you know,
Right.
or Hope, because everybody
Yeah.
refers
Hope.
to me as Hope. But I think about that, and it's like, man, look how far I've come. And I think about the in high school, you
Mm.
probably don't know, I was the most insecure.
Hmm.
Now, a lot of people, I hid behind my smile. I hid behind cheering because I was a cheerleader in high
Yeah,
school.
I wouldn't have known that.
I
You're always
hid
so
behind,
happy.
yeah, I hid behind the camera because I just thought, man, I didn't have then in
Mhm.
my mind, I didn't have the image. I didn't fit what the guys wanted. And I don't know if it was because everybody always looked up to me as being the mama of the group, or the auntie, or the big sister of
Y'all listen,
everything.
she was so smart. Like she's downplaying it. Like, yeah, she was the mama
No,
figure.
serious.
She was so smart.
No.
Like in high school, it was she was just one of those kids. Like it was a few of them. Like we knew who. Like I ain't gonna name them because they not on the show today. So
Right.
they may not want to be mentioned. But it was like
Right,
a
we
group
won't
of
do
kids that was so
that.
smart. And you was like, oh yeah, like and you were in that group, like study hard, head down, and you
Yeah.
kind of came across as okay, like if you wanted to be girl next door, like Kim was girl next door, like
Oh Lord,
cheerleader on the
child.
what was it, the yearbook
The
committee,
I was
like
everywhere.
like
The
that
the
kind of
TV
stuff.
broadcast everywhere. I was everywhere.
Right.
But
So,
believe it or not, I hid behind all of that.
oh
I
wow.
hid behind that. The smile, the popularity, I hid behind that because people didn't know I was lonely in high school. I didn't
Hmm.
have boyfriends. If you notice, I never had like really boyfriends unless they lived in another county.
True. Yeah.
Because well,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't
I,
I don't remember that. And like my
mm-mm.
boyfriend he became my husband. Like he wasn't even
Right.
anywhere. Like I didn't date anybody in high school.
Yeah, we weren't gonna do that. That wasn't. That's what. And on top of that, my uncle, of course, was the coach, assistant coach at the high school football.
Yeah.
So he wasn't having it.
Oh.
No, you can't talk to. Nope. He said, if I ever catch your name on any wall in that locker room, oh, he didn't check me. He checked them because he said, I know my niece ain't doing none of that. Oh, he was real ignorant.
Right, right.
I
Cause
love my uncle to this day, and I still couldn't get far away from him because he lived here in Texas too. Ain't that something?
well, he
A
knew those
child,
boys were nasty.
exactly. And he's like my dad. My uncle is
Hmm.
like my dad. I don't talk to him that much,
Uh-huh.
but he's like my dad. He protected us, his nieces, at all costs. He was that one. He was like, no, y'all ain't gonna do that. You can't talk to her. Who is that?
That's right.
Nah, I
He was
know
doing
what
his
he talk
job.
about in that locker room. You ain't talking to
Mm.
him. Oh, he
He
was
was doing his
serious.
job.
So that played a part in the not having a boyfriend close by. That played a big part
Mhm.
in that. But nevertheless, I miss the youth. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I do.
After you go through so much in life, you reach for that, you know. And it's like,
Mhm.
man, I remember when. Now look at me. And as you get older, it turns into the
Mhm.
mature side, and
Right.
you learn to appreciate that girl, that
And I
that
think,
girl.
yeah, I think what made led me to posting that was the fact that now when I look in the mirror, like I don't see her.
Yeah.
I mean, I see
Wow.
her, but it's like, oh man, like because I'm getting older, I can see, even if other people can't see, I can see my facial structure changing, like the
Hmm.
physicalities of aging, right?
Yeah.
And you don't
Yeah.
think that that would affect you, but I think the older we get, it does. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm myself, but I'm not that person. You
Hmm.
know, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh man, you're looking in the mirror and I'm like, man. And then my auntie told me, she was like, no, Cheryl, you've experienced a wealth of life,
Oh yeah, is that what
a
that
wealth
is?
of life, a wealth.
Mm,
You hear me?
I didn't
So
think about that.
yeah, so she's like, "Look, you're blessed, you're abundant." And she said, "People look and say, well, because you're at a certain age, if you haven't attained a certain amount of money, then you're
Hmm.
not wealthy." She was like, "Girl, God has blessed you over
Yeah.
and beyond what you could
Yes.
ever ask or think. You've had a wealth of experience. You're wise
Hmm.
now. You've learned a lot.
Hmm.
You've raised three beautiful girls, and they are out and they're living their lives." And they're doing a
Yeah.
pretty good job of it. Like, they're not stuck under you or your spouse or your ex-spouse, you
Yeah.
know? You're not
Yeah.
riding your coattails for things that they need because you raised them to be that, that responsible adult. So she was like, "You are wealthy.
Yeah.
You are
Wow.
successful, and you should really, really congratulate for yourself for that." So people, listen. That's the advice I would give to you. Pat yourself on the back. Don't be so
Oh
hard on
yeah.
yourself. You have come so far
Mm.
in life and you're doing amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's part of my
Especially if you can.
affirmation now for me too. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing amazing.
Absolutely. You know what? And I've learned that over the years. You have to
Mhm.
encourage yourself, pat yourself on the back,
That's
even
right.
when you're at the lowest, or you feel like you're at the lowest of all lows.
Right.
Always remember, when you wake up in the morning, everybody's supposed to wash their face. You got to look in that mirror, and you
Mhm.
got to appreciate that person that's staring back at you. I
That's
don't
right.
care what the outside or external things that's going on, but the fact that you can open your eyes and actually see yourself,
That's right.
and you can still hear yourself, because somebody doesn't have that privilege. They woke up and it's black, it's dark, you can't
That's
see.
right.
They can't talk, they're mute. It's like they can hear themselves talk but can't hear themselves.
Yep.
Somebody couldn't use their
Very true.
limbs when they woke up this morning. So all these little miracles, be thankful for that, and
Mhm.
and give yourself those affirmations. Pat yourself, like you said, pat yourself
Yeah,
on the
pat
back. Say,
yourself on the
girl,
back.
good, look at you.
Mhm.
Yesterday is gone. Okay, the last 10 minutes when you woke up, when you planted
Right.
your feet, is
Take it
gone.
back. It's gone.
You gotta you can't go backwards unless you get
Mm-mm.
back in the bed and say, I don't want to do, I give up.
I'm just not
But
doing life today. I'm just gonna sleep it off and we'll
right,
try
yeah,
again
yeah.
tomorrow. And
Just see, that's
sometimes I have
horrible.
those days too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just don't stay there. Don't stay there. But
Mm-mm.
pat yourself on the back, and I think that's what's missing. A lot of people, they
Mhm.
depend on other people to encourage them, and I'm like, you are your biggest cheerleader. You are
You
the
are.
number one player. Always put you first.
True.
Always, because the best version of you is all that's required. You be your
Oh,
best
yeah,
for
it
you.
made me think of something when you just said that being your best, put yourself first. I love August Alsina, so I'm gonna quote a song that he has a song, and it's about motivation, about like going out there and getting it. And
Mhm,
he says in there he's like, take care of yourself.
mhm,
He was like, that is not, he said that it's not selfish to take care of yourself.
mhm.
Okay. He was like, you need to be able to do that. And if he ever gets to see this, just know, August, like, I'm your next wife.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
know that.
oh, wait,
I'm
what,
your
what?
wife. Like, no, I'm
Oh,
playing. I'm
shut
playing.
up. But all the list.
I'm
she
playing. I'm
she
playing.
she said she your next wife. She love August Alsina.
I love
Look,
August
hey. Look.
Alsina. Now that I know he like older women, we know he like older women. Come through, August.
Come
Come
through.
through.
She done promoted that now, y'all.
I'll be in an entanglement with you. Hi.
But yes, well, I do appreciate it. And that take that trip down memory lane, but I just had to
Mhm.
pull that picture because it
Thank
just
you.
said a lot. And it spoke to that little girl in me too. And it
Yeah.
really forced me. I stared at it for a minute. I said, I remember Cheryl at this point. I remember us when we were that young and what we were doing and our dreams and all the stuff that we wanted to
So
do.
big, right?
And then you
Oh,
get married, and I'm going, that's kind of young. She done got married and moved back towards her home. Like that's young,
it's very young,
you
yeah.
know. But and then I turned around 3 years later and did the
And
same
did the
thing.
same
So like,
thing.
hey, look, I thought that I was ready. I thought I was ready, but hey, life has it. It takes its
Mhm.
turns, but you learn. And again, the best advice I can give to anyone, as you said, at under 25. Enjoy your
Mm-mm.
life, live your life, go to college, or if that's what you choose to do, build your
Right.
brand, stay humble.
That's right.
Okay. Have fun, enjoy your life. And it doesn't mean that marriage is a death sentence. I would
Oh,
tell
no, it's
that. I
not.
would say that. I absolutely can't wait to get married again.
Mhm.
I love the monogamy side of it. I never was the type of person to date around and do all of that
Mhm.
stuff anyway, but that's just not me. But I truly loved it. And after that, the divorce, the
Mhm.
first time, uh it felt like a death sentence. It
Yes.
really
Oh
did.
my
It
goodness,
was
yes.
like, oh man, I've been knowing this man all these years and now we part. What they do
Right.
that at?
You never think that that would be a
Oh,
possibility because
yeah.
this is your like your confidant, like the
Hmm.
person that you laid next to for
So many
25, for
years.
me 25
Hmm.
years or other people different, and this is your confidant, like this is the
Hmm.
person you've literally shared everything with, and
Yeah.
then to have that just be dismantled
Yeah.
is devastating. I don't care what anybody says.
Hmm.
It's devastating. Even if you have the most amicable split, if you
Yeah.
have children involved and investments involved and
It's a lot.
you have built an entire life together, and now you have taken this foundation that for all intents and purposes was pretty solid, and you've had
Yeah.
to bust that sucker up. It's like building a mansion, you guys,
Mm.
building a mansion to completion, and you've
Yeah.
spent millions and millions and millions in it, and it's exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And right
Yeah.
when you think that, okay, that's it,
This
we're
is the
good, we're
forever.
set,
Yeah.
somebody comes with a wrecking ball and literally smashes
Smash it.
all of that
Yeah.
down, and you're
Oh
not
man.
prepared for that to happen. So now
Hmm.
you're trying to pick up little pieces out of the rubble of sentimentality that you can
Hmm.
take with you because this foundation is now destroyed. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna mention a little bit about my podcast. That's why I started it, to work through, it's therapy for myself and for my children. It's called All
Okay.
Things Undone, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's about life after divorce. And because divorce is such a drastic life changing event
Yes.
that you literally are starting from
All
scratch
over.
again. And
Yeah.
oh,
Well, we
oh,
we gonna talk about that because
right,
I was
right,
gonna
right.
bring that up about. I know you're a professional trainer, but you also have your podcast called All Things Undone, right?
I do, yeah.
So we'll get
We'll get
into
to that.
that
Yeah, we'll get
because
into that in a
it
little bit.
does touch bases on
Mm,
that the whole divorce thing. So
yeah, but it's like a death.
it's
Oh.
interesting. It's very interesting. So we're gonna take off a little bit of professional and have a little fun. We're gonna move
Okay,
into this next segment called
I'm
Bald
ready.
or Fade.
I'm ready.
That is my it's just a couple of questions that I'm gonna ask, and we may throw in some more questions from somewhere else. But
Okay.
the bald or fade segment is pretty much, have people to send me questions about, or maybe a scenario of any kind
Mhm,
about what they're going through, and they just want advice. So you know how you go to the barbershop, or maybe to the your senior boy. You don't have any
mhm.
boys, but your husband, I'm sure. Go to the barbershop, and the first thing they ask you is when you sit down, what do you want? Bald or fade? You know? Oh, you can fade me up, man. You can bald, go and clean it up. Well, bald or fade is that. It's just that. It's
Mhm.
for advice.
Okay.
So the first question I have is anonymous. This person is 47 years old
Okay.
from Dallas, Texas. Says, I've been married now for 13 years with a 7-month old. I am a nurse and my husband is a truck driver. My husband recently picked up routes that requires him to be gone overnight and for 3 days out of the week, leaving me on my own to care for our baby.
Mm.
When he is home, we are rarely intimate and he would rather sleep. But on his weekends off, he is out with his friends. I have a gut feeling that he is cheating.
Mm.
Should I listen to my gut feeling or let go?
Oh,
Whoo, that's loaded, honey.
that is
Okay, now this
loaded.
that's a question for us that's been married for a long time, and our husbands,
Right.
whether it be him being a truck driver or something that requires
Mm.
him to go. We
Right.
have children out of our marriages, so we understand that. I can understand where she's coming from. So I'm gonna let
Okay.
you give me what you think about this, and then I'll chime in. What do you think about this? What should she do?
Okay, so I would say just from experience, because we all have gone through that moment where we feel like, oh snap, he's out of pocket all the time, and now when we are together, he's not into not he doesn't want to be intimate. When the weekend comes, he's off with his friends for 2 straight days. So what's
Mhm.
up? I would say definitely bring it to his attention. That's something that a couple should openly communicate about, and she
Mhm.
should really sit down and have a conversation with him about that. To
Mhm.
address her needs, what she needs from him, and he should be open to address what he needs from her. Now, after that conversation is had and he continues with the behavior, her gut may not be wrong. It
Mm.
may not be wrong, but the tricky part is in a relationship is that sometimes if you're at home with the baby and you're working, you don't have time to be going out and trying to find evidence of if he really is doing, if he's out here doing things that he has no business. So it's kind
Mhm.
of a catch 22.
Mhm.
But if he's working and he says he's working, he should be transparent with her and let her know that. And he does need to carve out time with her on the days that he has off after he's gotten some sleep. If he continues in that behavior where he's out and he's acting like he's tired, and then on the weekends he
Mm.
got energy for three people,
Well, you
yeah.
know,
And then you're
so
out
I,
gallivanting,
uh,
sir. Like
you know
it
what?
might be something, it might be some validity to what her gut is telling her. Because let me tell you, our intuition talks to us all the time, and we'll dismiss
Mm,
red flags when we should probably be paying attention.
paying attention,
But
and
communication is key. I mean, they really
I
should have
think
that conversation.
that's what it is. And
Mhm,
for all we know, she may have already had the conversation,
mhm.
and she's listening to her gut now. She's reaching out, saying, hey, somebody help me with this." I think, but that's loaded because
It is
here's the
loaded.
deal: the communication from the get go. Did he want children?
They were married for 13 years before the baby even came along. I mean,
Exactly.
that's a long
So,
time to be single and then have to adjust to having a baby. And
uh
then,
huh.
of course, maybe he's just wanting to be out the house because he doesn't want to be bothered. Is that the
Mm,
right thing to do? No, sir. No, no, you're in the
yeah,
wrong, sir. That's not the right thing to do. You need to be there to
so
help out. Yeah.
after 13 years, you have a 7-month-old child. Babies
Mhm,
are a lot of work. And I do know, even after me and, being married with a young child,
mhm.
men don't, they're not nurturers. We are.
No.
And I heard my husband used to tell me all the time, well, when they babies and they young,
Mhm.
they need to be with their mama. I mean, I know that sound crazy,
When they get a little bit older,
but
I
when they get
start
older, that's
I
when I
handle them
step
a little
in.
bit more. Yeah.
And when they got older, guess what? It was
Mhm.
still on mama. Because daddy felt like he got a pass to do whatever the hell he wanted to do.
Right.
But no, it was from this standpoint, I see it a little bit different. Now, if
Okay.
he picked up this job, first of all, did he want children? Did y'all have that conversation before?
Mhm.
When you first told him, guess what? I'm pregnant.
Right.
Okay. Mentally, it take a man a long time to process.
True story. True story.
It's like pregnant. Like, we
What?
did we talk about it? Was it a slip up?
Mhm.
I'm not saying, well, I want children, but not right now. Was he
Right.
waiting for a particular year for this to happen? You know, okay. Again, it's a 7-month-old child. Y'all been, like you said, it's a long time, 13 years to be,
Mhm.
with no children, and you're in a
Yeah.
marriage. But you have to understand, you have to communicate. That is the biggest thing right there. Did
Mhm.
he really want it? Now that the baby's here, you can't go backwards.
That's right.
You have to manage and I would tell her, you got definitely talk about it
Mhm.
and get some counseling
Yes.
Don't counsel with your single girlfriends.
Please, Lord, no. Oh, no. I
Okay.
didn't even bring that part up, but you're
Uh,
exactly right. Please get some professional counseling. Do not,
yes.
under any circumstances, bring this
Cause
to your
baby,
girlfriends, to your
woo,
mom, to your
child,
aunties, to your siblings.
you gonna be
Please
in divorce
find
court in a minute.
real quick. So definitely go get some professional counseling and get some professional advice on
Uh-huh.
how you should move, like what your next step should be, especially if you've already had the conversation. Like you
Yeah.
said, he picked up a second job. I don't know if finances got tight because people don't realize when you
Mm,
when
yeah.
children come along and you are not prepared for the child and you're
Mm-hmm.
still living off of the income you had prior to this very
Yes.
expensive little person coming into your house.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if he had to take on a second job because of that, I mean, well, take on a job. We don't know if the man had another job plus this job, and that's why he's tired. And then we
Mm,
have that whole psychological thing about avoidance. If it's something he didn't want, some
mm.
people cope by avoiding the situation altogether.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it may not
And
have nothing to do with cheating. It just may
yeah.
be that he's avoiding being home and because it's a lot of
And
stress
another
there. When I go
and
home, it's stress there. I don't want to be where there's stress.
yes. Yes. And another thing, I'm gonna go a little deeper.
Hmm.
Is that baby sleeping with you?
Oh, that's a problem.
I want to know. Is your 7-month-old in the bed with y'all? Because let me tell you
Yeah,
something. That was off limits for me. The only
it
time
was. Yeah.
that my babies ever slept in the bed with me and their dad
Mhm.
is when I was nursing them. But within a few,
Yeah,
after they was through,
go
them
put him in
babies
the
going
bed.
to that crib. You
Yeah,
don't
go put
sleep
him in
in.
the bed.
Don't put your baby in the bed. Cause see, if you start them in the bed on the nookie, they'll end up. They gonna be your. When you not with your man, your
Mhm.
baby's gonna be in the bed with you.
No, we made a habit of putting ours in the bed.
Yeah.
And I will say this: one thing I did practice while being married was to always make time for intimacy.
Yes.
And for
Because you know
guys,
what?
when I say intimacy, because guys, they want sex. For me, I'm
Right.
saying intimacy, but I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I went working as a training manager, AM, PM classes, we rolling through literally
Mm,
maybe 800 people per season. Our seasons run from July to January. So
hmm.
we're rolling through quite a few people. And I would even make time in between those sessions to make sure, hey, if nothing
Already take
else,
care home.
if we finna
Oh,
go get it in, we finna go clap
already.
some cheeks for our husband right quick, and
look,
then we
look.
gonna get back to work. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
Because
you
there's a
gotta make
neglect
time. You
there.
gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I see where I can see both sides of it. She also
Mhm.
mentioned that she was a nurse and he's a truck driver.
So
Now,
yeah, you gotta make
from
the
where we're
time.
from, mostly everybody are
Oh,
either nurses or work in the medical field or they are truck drivers,
I'm gonna
right?
pull my phone up. I just posted something about this. I know what they're experiencing. OMG.
Uh-huh.
It's a name for it.
Yeah.
It's a
So
name for this.
So
Hold
I
on.
get that and I get the jobs and it's
Mhm.
important. It is not about scheduling in a time. You have to make time. You make time for
Yeah, you
what you
do.
want, right?
Yes, you
You
do.
make time to go spend time with your friends. You
Mhm.
make time to do everything else. But I'm gonna say this to her.
Mhm.
Yes, listen to your gut feeling.
Yes.
I, I'm I would be stupid to sit here and tell you not to
Yeah,
feel.
don't
You
yeah,
feel
listen
that
to it.
way for a reason. Okay, make time. You feel that way for a reason, but
Mhm.
definitely make time. Definitely communicate with your husband. If he's still giving you that pushback, like no, 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 no,
Right.
suggest the counseling. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not going to go so well because most men feel like I don't need nobody to tell me what to do with my wife. It's
Right.
my house. They're very territorial and they don't want to hear nothing nobody else got to say because
Very
it's their
true.
house. They can do what they want. They can say what they want. And you just need to deal with it. I'm taking care of business. Do you get the check, don't you? That
Right.
I can tell you right now, that's probably how
Mhm.
that's going to go. I remember that
Yeah, they
conversation
do.
my
They
13
do.
years in.
They feel
Okay.
like they feel like
So
they don't need nobody to tell them nothing.
oh
Right?
yeah, but you do, and it's just my opinion, and
Mhm.
just through my experience, I do understand when you have small children and you have already have a busy career,
Mhm.
it does complicate things, but you have to make sure find out first the root because there's a root to everything.
It really is.
It's
Yep.
somewhere along the line in this marriage, baby. Somewhere along the lines, y'all had to have touched on ready for a baby at some
Oh
point.
yeah, at 13
Yeah.
years, that conversation came up more than once. As a matter of fact, for the baby to be here, it definitely
Mm-hmm.
came up. Even if it was and it takes two. I have a couple recently. They have a bunch of kids, and the wife ended up pregnant again, and the husband was upset. He said it's her fault that we're
Huh?
pregnant now.
Her fault. Oh, we gonna talk about that in a minute because
So it's
can't
it's
blame her.
because, yeah, you can't blame her, sir,
She needs
because
you to make the baby. Okay, I'm gonna
she
get
can't
ugly in a
make the
minute.
baby by herself, sir. Like, it takes two people to
That
make a
part,
baby.
and it's
And I
gonna
guess
take
he
two to
was
raise it.
saying, well, she should have protected herself. Again, if you didn't want another child with her, you could have protected yourself. That's a two-way
Exactly.
street,
Don't leave
you
it
know.
all on her. But sweetheart, your question was, should I listen to my gut
Hmm.
feeling or let go? Both.
Yes.
I'm just gonna be candid. Both.
Yes. Both.
So the next question is Sean. He's 32 years old. He's from Tyler, Texas.
All right.
Sean says, I have a best friend since grade school. She has been my ride or die. After high school, we didn't talk as much. I met my now wife in college and told her about my bestie. They met and became close. So close that my bestie asked my wife to be one of her bridesmaids in her wedding and recently asked us to be godparents to their twin boys. My wife now has a problem with my bestie. She says that my bestie is only being nice to get closer to me. I am unsure where all of this is coming from. Now, this is the man talking. He
Hmm.
says, should I decline my bestie's offer to be godparent to her boys?
Mm.
Whoo, child. Okay, Sharon, come on.
Okay,
What you got?
okay. What's getting me, first of all, is that your wife and your female, I'm assuming it's the
It's
female
female.
best
Yes, her
friend,
best friend.
your female best friend became close to the point that she was a bridesmaid in your best friend's wedding. So that lets me know that the best friend is married too.
Yes.
She has her spouse and you have your spouse. So it wasn't a problem at doesn't seem like it was a problem up until recently when she asked for you all to be the godparents of
The twin boys.
the twin boys. Okay, so
Mhm.
here's my take on this because it seems like although he has, because I can feel two ways about this. Although he has a best friend that's a female, it seems like their boundaries were firmly in place. Um,
Well,
it seems like the boundaries were firmly in place between how intrusive, how much he allowed her into their relationship.
mm,
It doesn't say anything about how he shared any of their intimate stuff with, vice versa, that would make
right.
this lady have
This doubt.
this doubt now.
Mhm.
So it seems like boundaries are firmly in place, but it seems like this is again a conversation she needs to have as to why. What is, like he said, he should ask her the question, or whoever this is should ask the question. I'm not sure where this is coming from. Could you sit me down and tell me what's the root
What?
cause? Where do you feel like it changed, this dynamic changed to where she's trying to get close to me when you didn't feel that way
Before.
before?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I would say they should definitely not decline the offer if there hasn't been a change in the way they interact with one another.
Okay. Well, here's the deal.
That would
In
be
in
me,
there,
though.
he said he introduced his wife to his bestie,
Mhm.
and the wife and the bestie became very close.
Right,
They became friends. Okay, we females. He's a
right.
man. We're
Hmm.
females, and you already know how this go, how this work.
Oh, yeah, we know.
I don't care how much we can sit and say. I don't have a problem with my significant other or my spouse having a female best friend.
Mhm.
There is still some snitch of insecurity there, because we sizing this woman up unless she like she like what he like, you know.
Yeah,
I
you
wouldn't,
know.
you know, like, but she clearly she likes, she's
I
married.
mean,
It didn't say if it was, well, it said twin boys, so
because
she
it can
know
be
it's a
same
man.
sex and they adopted. We don't know what the
Yes, yeah,
scenario
we don't
is.
know.
Like,
But here where he's conflicted, because he says, I'm unsure where all this is coming from, because she asked me to be a bride. She's been a bridesmaid in my best friend's wedding. I mean, they've been kicking it. That's what
yeah,
it sounds like to me.
yeah,
They've
sounds
been
like to me
kicking it.
too.
So they done share some things. Okay.
Mhm.
And maybe the bestie has told the wife some things about him,
Yeah.
and now the wife is feeling a certain kind of way and she just don't know how to tell him. um
It could be.
I don't know, because here's my thing. When you're married, there are boundaries.
There
And
definitely are.
I have a male best friend,
Okay.
and from each marriage, we rarely ever talked.
Hmm.
Now my spouses knew about him. We just never talked. The
Hmm.
only time it was when something happened, like, hey, so and so died, because he was like my brother.
Hmm.
So and so died. Are you coming home? And even if I did go home, I rarely saw him. I didn't even see him. It's like he came, I'm just giving you a hug, goodbye, he
Yeah.
gone, boom. Because we that distance, we kept that boundary thing.
Right.
Even after the divorce, and of course I've been married twice. So the second time
Mhm.
my husband passed away, even after that, it was, hey, I heard about your loss. I wish I could have been there, but I
Right.
you know how that goes. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it's all good. Family is family, and that's just what it is. I
Right.
never took offense to that. So my thing is, you don't know what your wife and your bestie shared. You a man and you see it from a logical standpoint. You done stepped outside of it, so you don't know what they talk about. But what I was trying to get to was, when you're married, your
Hmm.
husband becomes your best friend. He should
Right.
be.
He should
And
be.
whatever you share with your husband, nobody else, I don't care how long they've been knowing
They should not
your
know
your
about what's
spouse,
going on with what's in their
they should
relationship.
not
Yeah.
know what's going on.
I am
Do you
going to
ever?
share something from my life that's really close to this.
Mm-hmm,
It happened years ago when I was first married. I guess my ex and I hadn't even been married 6 months. Good.
mm-hmm,
And so it was a young lady that used to come around. She was married with 4 children of her own.
mm-hmm,
And I met her once before we got married, and he said that was his friend.
mm-hmm.
And we went to pick her up, and she was my age, which shocked me because I had never seen someone 18 years old with 4 kids already.
Wow. Mm,
So in my mind, of course, I'm thinking, well, dang, she definitely, she's sexually active. She be getting it in. She got four
right.
kids. So what really kind of made my heart prick a little bit at the time is I had my oldest daughter, that was my only child then, and she had a child that was the same age.
Mm-hmm,
Now, I didn't know she was married at the time. So when he was saying, this is my friend, we're going to go pick her up and take her somewhere. And she gets into the car with the baby that's the same age as my baby.
wow.
And of course, I can't say anything in front. I don't know her. So when he
Right.
drops her off, I'm like, is that your side girlfriend? Because we got a baby that's the same
The
age
same age,
and we're the
right?
same age,
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm a little bit confused. And then he was like, oh no, she's married. She got a husband. I was like, well,
Mm.
why isn't her husband taking
Taking
her
her,
these
exactly.
places she needs to go? Because it just seems odd that you are. And he was like,
Mm.
"Oh, well, her husband works offshore." And I was like, "No, she ain't got no mama, daddy." Like, back then, I'm like, "Well, I still don't get it.
Mm.
I still don't
Yeah.
get why
You
you're this
have to do it.
designated person
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
if she like where's her family?" And he was like, "Oh, she's from
Exactly.
a different state. She got married and she moved here, and we are her friends now." So I
Wow.
was like, "Cool." And so,
Interesting.
I dropped it, and then we got married because I thought that was like a some random friend he was helping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we get married, a few months pass, and this same young lady starts to pop up at my house, Kim.
Oh, wait. Uh-oh.
She asked me, she came to our porch. I was leaving out. Me and my sister-in-law were getting ready to go somewhere. And I was coming outside and she pulled up in the car and she was like, "Hey, you may not remember me." And I was like, "I remember you." And
Mm.
she was like, "Well, would you mind if like your husband went to dinner with me and my friend?"
Wait.
And
Wait.
then,
Wait.
this
Her
is when
friend, husband,
she
friend.
asked me if my then husband could go out with her and her friend girl because they were all friends. Now she didn't
What the
invite me
hell?
out.
Wait.
Now
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
this
Back to the.
let me tell you. Now
Put the
wait a
brakes
minute.
on.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me tell you because this is Cheryl. This is 18-year-old Cheryl. That's Nook if you
Well.
buck. This Nook if you buck Cheryl. This is
Okay.
this is not the Cheryl you see in front of you today.
Oh, good gracious
So I
alive.
pretty much told her to get the fuck up off my porch
That part.
because I don't know who you think I
Right.
am.
And why you think it's
This
okay to come ask his
Yeah,
wife,
this
me?
is not what we doing,
Oh,
ma'am.
wow. Well, where was
So,
her husband?
he worked offshore, he didn't know what was going on. He worked and
Oh.
I didn't know him at the time. Imma say this
Mm,
this just gets okay, this just gets so crazy. Alright, anyway, her husband was working offshore at the time, so he's nowhere
mm,
around. He's gone, he's working, doesn't have a clue.
mm,
So, my husband is at work, my ex-husband now, he was at work, he worked a really long shift at a paper mill. So,
mm,
when he comes home, of course, I'm heated, my I'm heated. I come home and I was like, that chick that, before we got married, that chick with all the kids came by here asking, could you go to dinner with her and her friend? And I was like, so now you got to come clean. Like, what's up?
What's
Like,
going on? Yeah.
what's really going on? Because
Yeah.
that ain't the kind of best friend behavior. That's not what we doing.
Exactly.
And he was like, "Oh no, it's just because we used to kick it before. I don't give a
Oh,
good darn if y'all kicked it before. She don't need to come around here. Period. Like
yeah. I'm
period.
I'm confused at the fact that you married. She's
She's
supposed to be
married,
married,
supposed to be married,
and
right?
she kicking it with somebody else's husband,
Kicking
wanting
it with
somebody
somebody
else's
else's
husband and her
husband.
best friend to go out while her husband's at work.
Right. So it
Mm-mm.
didn't, it just read wrong. And my intuition, like this my intuition was saying, no, it's something with this. It's something
Yes,
here.
there is some type of
And
connection there. It's more than just a
there's
friend.
definitely just a friend, more than a friend connection. So he's like, I'm gonna have a conversation with her because no, she's not gonna affect what we have, and we really are platonic. Blah blah blah. He stayed on that nerve. I was like, okay, cool. Couple months passed, and we had went to Brookhaven to visit and come back, and it's like 11:30 at night, and this chick is sitting in our yard with her
Oh,
4 kids in the car. I kid you not. And
what?
I was about to get out and fight. Like literally, I was like, okay, my baby's still in her car seat.
You ready to
I'm
go
finna
beat up
handle this.
somebody? Oh
I'm finna get up
gosh.
out my car. Like it's time. We finna
Mm-mm.
roll. We finna rumble.
Mm-mm.
And he was like, hold on. Let me find out. And then she claimed, I don't know, she claimed that like, she had an altercation with her husband, which to this day I still don't believe that.
I
but,
I wouldn't either.
but
It don't matter how young you were. That
I
don't
don't
make
care.
sense.
It just didn't. It didn't make the kids weren't good. The kids in her car weren't upset. As a matter of fact, when he got out the car, they were like, "Hey, Mister Blank," because I'm not gonna say my ex's name here. Hey, Mister Blank. Hey, Mister Blank. How you doing, Mister Blank? So they were really excited.
Wait. Uh-huh. Oh. Well, she thought
So
she was just gonna move in with
I
y'all.
have no. It was so strange, and there was a couple of incidents like that. Like then she decided she was gonna come return a CD one time,
A
and I told
CD.
him flat, I was like, I don't know what this is, but you need to hurry up and fix this because
Listen.
I'm about to be back in Brookhaven. Like
It's just,
I'm
it's just,
about to go home.
it's just, it's even it piggybacks off of the first one
Mhm.
about listen to that gut feeling.
You gotta
Our
listen to your gut.
intuition are never ever wrong. That's the one thing that I truly
Mhm.
believe God gave us a sixth sense. As far as
Right.
us ladies, is that intuition. Now we're detectives on our own.
Mhm.
We when we know that we know. We
Mhm.
know. And listen to it. And I believe everybody has that. Man and woman
Yeah.
has that intuition. It may take the men a little bit longer for it to sink in because sometimes
Mhm.
I think they need like some type of concrete proof. We
Right.
not necessarily. It's just that we just know. Listen to
Right.
your gut. Sir, I will say this.
Mhm.
As far as being the godparent to your best friend's child, children rather, because she had
Mhm.
twin boys. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys have children or not.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if you have children of your own and your wife feel a certain kind of way about that, but I can tell you for your wife and your best friend to become that close, to be
Mhm.
bridesmaids and all that stuff, I can tell you right now, it is more to it. The reason why your wife saying no,
Yeah.
I don't, I no, no,
It's
she's giving you
definitely
a
more
no for a
to it.
reason.
Mhm.
So definitely communicate with your wife. Don't ask her why.
Right.
Don't ask her why, but definitely communicate with her to get
Right.
down to the bottom of it. And if you have to tell your bestie no, it's just no. You don't have
Yeah.
nothing to lose. But you'll
Very
lose
true.
your family if you go beyond your wife because she is now your best friend, sir.
Right. That's
So
very
listen
true.
to why she's saying no. You can still be Uncle so and so to them, but that
Mhm.
God parent thing is just a title. I'm learning that
True.
it's
Yeah,
just a
I would
title.
agree now that
Pass it
you've
on
said
to
it
her
that way.
sister. Pass it on to her auntie or somebody else in her
Mhm.
family, or maybe another friend. You can still be Uncle so and so, Uncle Sean. You can still be Uncle Sean.
Okay.
Okay, but I would say no. So
Okay,
I
I
want
like
to,
that. I like that because
yeah,
I said, yeah, they should probably be. But now that we've kind of had this conversation, I've shared my own experience because at this point, I wouldn't have, if they would have asked, I would have said no. No, those
yeah.
kids did end up being in my life for a very long time, even
Oh
to this
yeah.
day.
And that means I
So,
still have to deal with this your bestie.
no,
If something
no,
happened, but yeah.
yeah, that other marriage dissolved. Their marriage dissolved. That woman, and then she moved away.
Oh wow.
She moved away,
Well,
but yeah, I have that's a whole oof,
so,
that's a chapter.
so
That's a book, verse, and chapter that I should write about.
oh, yeah, yes, Lord.
So
Well,
many other things went
we'll
on
be
there, but we're gonna let it go for
yeah.
today.
Well, we'll be right back. We're gonna take just a short break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
It's all about you. Question: did you know that STDs, sexually transmitted infections like gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis, are on the rise in Florida? 3 out of every 4 people with STDs in Florida are between the ages of 15 and 29. This could be all about you. STDs can be treated. Self-care is healthcare. Learn more at floridahealth.gov/selfcare. Get tested today.
Oh, okay. I don't know what time. I can't see the time. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? It's dark. I can't hear anything. Welcome back to Ball Talk with Kim, smoothing out the truth with hope. I have my lovely guest, Miss Cheril Bryce Nathaniel. I didn't give her whole government the first time because I didn't know which way she wanted me to go.
Yeah, my entire government now.
Now I'm giving her the whole government. So we're back off a break, and we I know Bald or Fade is just my segment, but we got another segment. It's kind of it's after dark. It's some questions it's a couple of questions. They kind of little sketchy.
Oh, let's do spicy. Let's do spicy, y'all. We like spicy.
You're right, spicy. So we have this nice. We have a question that's just posed out there. It's going to be 2 questions. So we're going to read the first one. It's Miss Loretta. She's 47 years old from Anniston, Alabama. She said, "My husband is a pastor of a church, and we separated for 10 months and got back together."
What is hitting close to home?
I got in a sexual relationship with a young man who's 29 years old, and we made several sex tapes.
Oh, no, not that part, though. Okay.
Which he said he deleted. Now that I am back with my husband, he threatened to expose them to my husband and the church. Ooh. Woo, do I tell the truth to shame the devil?
Girl, you got yourself in a pickle.
What?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna lead this one like this. Cardi B said, what she say? Gotta plead. What she say? No face, no case. Girl,
no.
What is? What?
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Why we?
Girl, listen. Okay.
You can't record me for nothing. See, put that camera up, put it face down, put it in your drawer. I don't care where you put it, because let me tell you, that kind of stuff, it'll come back and bite you in the hind parts.
Even if you ain't married to a pastor in a church, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Okay. First of all, because it ain't nobody business that y'all separated for 10 months.
No,
nobody needs to know
business.
that. And I'm sure they go to the same church, because she said, I think she said that my husband is a pastor of a church, So I'm sure they at the same church. First lady,
yeah, she done went back to church.
Nobody needed to know. Yes. Yeah, nobody needed to know. Everybody, I kind of maybe have an idea that y'all separated, but they shouldn't know that. Right. You know, everything stays the same. When you separate, you're separating it's supposed to be for a cleansing period. Okay, it's supposed to be.
Unless, I don't know why they separated. Get ready to get a divorce, and they got back together or something like that. Like, I was married to a pastor for 25 years, so that part resonated with me. Not the tape part. We're not. If I've ever been recorded, it's been secretly. Let me tell you. I would never. No.
Okay. So, first of all, why are you and your husband separated after 10? What y'all do that for?
I don't know why they separated for 10 months.
What was that about? It don't matter. My producer said it don't matter.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. It don't matter why. They was just separated, and she had her little fling with a 29-year-old.
She just had her young fling. Maybe she wanted to set back, like get her back broke or something.
I'm trying to figure out
what she wanted to test the waters.
And she believed it. First of all, I'm gonna start it with this, because she said, should she be honest and open, or should she shame the devil? Well, first of all, you were way too trusting with a 29-year-old. 29 years old, and you believed him. You believed him when he said that you were not that he deleted it. This is what you need to do. You need to be transparent, and I'm gonna tell you why you need to be transparent. because that story could come out a whole bunch of different ways, and we don't
Yeah,
want
it
you to end
can.
up like Pastor Wilson from a couple years ago, when he ended up on Facebook with the young,
With the
you know,
girl, and he was doing his. He was with
he was
fellatio and her.
he was using his mouth for other things. He wasn't preaching the word of God that day. But you need to be transparent and you need to be open.
Okay.
Not with the church, not with the church, with your spouse. That
Okay.
conversation had to be had. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna share my own
Mm,
experience. All right. So I got
mm.
myself caught up not with a sex tape, but with a letter.
Oh,
Um,
he sent it to the
so
house.
no, 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 it
Mm-mm,
wasn't like that.
mm-mm,
Way before I became a trainer, I worked at a job in Bogalusa, worked in the school system, and everybody know everybody's business.
mm-hmm.
And I got into an entanglement with a young man.
Oh,
That
uh-oh.
and at the time, this young man was an inmate. I could talk about it now. And I wrote that inmate a letter.
Oh,
And the warden got hold to that letter and brought that letter to my job.
no. Wait a minute.
And
Oh, that's not good.
the letter had exposed some things in the letter that had taken place in my office with this young man, right?
Oh,
And he was a trustee, so he's kind of like my intern. He was working
oh
for me.
my.
So I did some unethical things that should not have been done. And yes, I
So
lost my
how the
job
warden get, why the warden felt the need to
because
expose this man's business like that?
that it was a contract between the prison and the school. So we had
Oh,
a conflict of interest. We had violated that
oh,
contract. So I had
oh,
done a very serious thing. Um,
yeah.
this
You finna
very
get yourself
unethical
behind
behavior.
bars.
And right, I'm gonna go to jail.
You finna land
So
yourself behind bars.
so yeah, long story short, all behind some, anyway. So they brought the letter to my job, and of course I had to have a conversation with the superintendent, who was my boss at the time, well, my boss.
Well,
And so basically he was like, this is going to come out because this is a small town, and we got to pull this through HR, and all the ladies in HR gossipers, so this is coming out.
wow,
This
wow.
letter that you
It's
will
gonna
be
come out either way.
it was going to come out either way. So I went home, and as hard as it was, I did have that conversation with my spouse.
Wow.
Hardest conversation I ever had. And we did end up separated too for 10 months, but I didn't go out and have a sexual relationship because at that point I was already trying to recover from something that I
From
had done.
that job done.
So yeah, but baby, don't look. I would say if you could have the conversation with your spouse, have the conversation with your spouse, because it's coming out.
Well,
If he threatens to expose you, I would just tell him, do what you're gonna do, because you can't control what another person is gonna do. All you can
well,
do is control how you react to it.
yeah. Well, first of
You
all, she
know,
shouldn't have put herself in a situation with a
I would not.
29-year-old. He a
Oh,
boy. He's still wet behind the ear and still slobbing on that pillow. You
I'm
should
still
have
trying to
never
figure out
did
why
that.
you said yes to him setting up a video camera.
That part. And,
The stuff I like to do in the
listen,
bedroom ain't got no business on nobody's camera.
and it was probably so good to the boy that he felt like, well, why you go back to him? What about us?
Right,
What we
right.
had
What
going
about
on?
us?
Because she
Yeah.
said they made several sex tapes. Why, girl?
So yeah, he jealous and he wants her to come back to
He
him.
want his mama. A man gonna spend the rest of his life trying to crawl back in the same kind of hole he was
That he
pushed out
came out
of
of.
or
Right.
pulled out of. That is a true statement, girl. You done hooked that
Sure.
boy.
Yeah.
He mad. He threw a
Hmm.
tantrum.
Yeah, he can't get his scripture no more.
He
He can't get his medicine no more.
he can't get his script. Listen, baby, listen. I cannot,
Woo.
sweetheart, sugar, baby, girl. Tell your husband. You might well go.
Tell
Well,
him.
you know what? Don't tell your husband.
Mm-mm.
Don't tell your husband because you don't know what your husband was doing them 10
Mhm.
months either. So
This is
now
true.
don't tell him. Let it come out. Because you shouldn't have put yourself in that situation.
Matter of fact, look,
What
I
about
think
the
I'm just
church?
gonna pack on up and
What?
move. I think I'm just gonna start over somewhere.
Wait, my producer Don said, what about the church?
What about
You're first
them?
lady.
Okay, look, honestly, she doesn't owe those people any explanation.
She don't owe them people
She's
no
not the
explanation.
path.
She don't owe them people no explanation.
She don't owe them nothing. She owe her spouse.
He
She
said
owes
they're
her
gonna what?
spouse an explanation.
He gonna expose it to the church for the church to see it. Well, you know what? Well, first of all, does he work in a church?
I'm trying to figure out like if he's part
But
of the church. That wasn't we
how
didn't
he
get we didn't
gonna
get that
hook
part of
it
the
up?
scenario.
And people, okay, here's my thing. People gonna talk regardless.
Regardless.
And
Right.
okay, who was that's married? That is it Jamal Bryant and Giselle? I don't know who the pastor is that just exposed some of his stuff that he had going on. I don't want to misquote nobody, Lord. Forgive me if I wrongfully said that, because that's not fact.
I don't know.
But here's my thing. They were separated, even though the church may not know about it. They ain't been saved all day. Like, they know what
nobody
this is.
in there. Huh. Nobody in there. Everybody has fallen from grace, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to dissect. He said, I'm trying to dissect.
You're part of the leadership.
Yeah.
So either you're gonna be with us or you got to go.
Well, I mean, with that,
ain't she a leader?
She a leader. She first lady of the church, true enough. And I think the whole concept, the fact that this guy is gonna expose the church, expose the church, expose her to the church, how the church is gonna react to it.
Well, what does he want to do? Is he blackmailing her? Like he said,
I told you that boy been whipped. The boy been whipped. He said, now that I am back with my husband, he threatened to expose them to the tapes to my husband and the church. Okay. Again, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be blunt. What was your husband doing with these 10 months that y'all was separated?
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my answer to she gonna have to take that L.
Look, she said,
you just gotta take that L. You gotta take that L.
Girl, take the L.
Take that L.
At this point, take the L.
Even
girl, look.
Whether she tells her spouse or not, either way, if you don't go back to this young man, which you can't go back to him because now he's manipulating you. He's manipulating the entire situation.
You're absolutely right. He's manipulating the whole situation.
So she can't go back to him because now he's just going to control you and manipulate you more. And if you stay with your husband, we don't know what that situation is. So she has some options, but either way it goes, with you allowing, you making decision, this is on her. She made the decision to let that man record her several times doing all kind of nasty shit to him.
Yeah.
She got to take this L. You got to take it, baby. You did it, and you said. Now I can see if she didn't know she was being videoed, and then he came and he said, "I'm gonna be, I'm gonna put this out here." That's a different situation. Because now, sir, if you put it out, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna go on and get you arrested for cyber bullying. I'm about to take it to the law. But if it wasn't nothing like that, and she agreed to those tapes, she shot her own self in the foot. Take that L, sis. Take that L, first lady.
I still look. That wasn't me. I'm complete. That it wasn't me.
Take that L, first lady.
Was your face in the camera or just your body parts? What did you put everything in? I'm taking that. Look,
depending on what she did.
Take it to your grave. Take it to your grave. Look, Lord, forgive me. You're the only one that can judge me. Lord, forgive me for what I did.
Right. Because that's what I would tell him. I would tell the young man, do what you're gonna do. Now, if she loves her husband, she gonna stay there. She just gonna have to walk on faith. Do what you're gonna do, young man. I'm not coming back to you. I'm gonna stay with my spouse, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. And then from there, I would just stand back and see. Now, I'm the kind of person in me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get ahead of it. But what if he never releases the tapes?
Well, hey,
and then she could just be quiet, and he could
take it to your grave. Take it to your grave because he manipulated. He's a little boy. He's still a little boy. You should.
I would literally be like, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna do what you're gonna do because I'm not coming back to you. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You go head on.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, she can do. This is the other thing she can do, just from a legal standpoint. Girl, go head on and get your restraining order against the 29-year-old, and then if he come out with them tapes, you can just say he made you do it, and you were forced because you already got this restraining order against him. That's me being manipulative. Again, the disclaimer has been put out already. So,
girl, it wasn't me. Take it to your grave, girl. Look at me. If you watching, take it to your take that L. Take it to your grave because he might just be threatening you, girl. Take it to your grave.
Take that L. I mean, that you
take it to your
grave. You let him do it, girl. So.
Take it to the grave. Don't you should have never put yourself in that situation.
Now, next time, listen to Cardi B. Don't have nobody recording you. No face, no case, baby.
No face. There you go. Next question.
What's the next question?
What's it? I'm gonna leave this low because we're gonna get ourselves in trouble. Next question.
Somebody gonna say that lady out there said get a restraining order and pretend like he don't do that. Don't do that. What's next? I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so the next question is Benjamin. He's 43 from Frisco, Texas. He said, I reach an orgasm so fast with my fiance because she got that. Whoa, my goodness, have mercy. She gets upset sometimes and mentioned in some of her previous relationships this has happened to them too. Uh-oh. Should I worry or should we see a sex therapist?
That's so funny.
Oh my land. Sure, I ain't gonna say nothing yet. I'm gonna say. Okay, that was Benjamin, right? His name Ben. I'm gonna call him Ben.
What's that song by
Benny.
Missy Elliott? Dun, 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 dun,
Come on, Cheril.
no 1 minute, man.
Tell
let me
Ben
tell
what
you.
he did. Ben.
Okay.
Ben.
Ben,
Cheryl,
listen,
tell Ben. Tell
listen,
Ben what he supposed to
this
do.
is not even your wife. You want to see a sex therapist and you're not even married to her. Like,
Oh,
I'm confused right now. Sorry, if it's okay,
Ben.
I get about the whole buying the cow to get the milk for free or
Sampling the
whatever.
milk
I don't
before
know.
you buy the cow.
All right, but sir, listen. First of all, why don't you just have a conversation with her? Because maybe she's doing the whole Kegel thing. She's practicing her Kegels, and that's something you can't handle. And if that's something you can't handle, she might be a little bit advanced. If you can't handle this, if you can't handle them Kegels, you need to let her know that. So that's a move she don't do on you.
Is she complaining? That is the girl. Is the finance complaining?
She probably not complaining, but here's the thing: he need to take a page out of Cat Williams' book. He needs to take a page out of Cat Williams' book.
What's his comeback? Because
this is what he doesn't know his stroke count. He don't know his count. You don't know your count. You don't know your stroke. You don't know your stroke count. Like at some point, you don't need no sex therapist. You need to go in that bathroom and learn your stroke count.
Just like we got to get familiar with the Kinko to know what to do.
That's right. You need to know what to do with your Kinko. He need to know what to do with that stroke count. Baby, get in that bathroom and work on yourself. Count as you go. And even if you, as Cat Williams said, even if you're a 12 stroker, he was like, when you better do 1, 2, 3, 4, slow it down. 5, 6, 7, okay, 8, 9, 10. You know, work them 12 strokes if you know that you come quick. I don't know how else to say it. Know your stroke count, fellas. Cat Williams taught us that when he did Pimpin' the tour.
Wait. Okay.
You don't need no sex therapist, sir. Get in there and practice, okay? That's what you need to do.
I'm finna ask these men in the studio because I ain't
no
man.
And I ain't no man either, but if she good, she just good. I mean, I don't care if past lovers did it, but
the part for me is I know for a fact she complaining. Unless she got a good comeback. Okay, I'm just gonna ask the men. Okay.
Men in the studio.
Y'all men's. Y'all men's. How? How? I'm gonna bring a man in the studio. I'm gonna let somebody talk about this. Come.
That's a good subject. This is a good spin-off question for that.
I just want to ask this man. Come on, have a seat. Come on, I just want you to have a seat. I just want to ask this man this question.
We want to know.
We won't ask you the question.
Inquiring minds want to know.
You got a woman. Is it on? Is it on? Okay, you got a woman, sir. And Don, can you put that question back up here? Because I'm curious.
Put it back up.
I ain't no man. I can't answer for a man.
I want to know.
Huh? Okay. He said, okay, so he says, I reach an orgasm so fast with my fiance because she got that wop. She gets upset sometimes and mentioned in some of her previous relationships, this has happened too. That's why I said, no, she complained. She complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not sure he
didn't even know that. She shouldn't have said that, but go ahead.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Thank you, sir. That's right.
What?
I'll be mad if she mentioned something about her past.
Because she comparing him.
So is it that good that you? I don't know how a man think.
I get
what
I
feel,
saying.
But I don't know to explain.
No, I'm getting what he's saying though. Like for her to bring up that comparison, she's messing with his pride, his ego.
She messing with his pride.
She done touched on that because she said
hurting him.
Right.
He's gonna feel self-confident about that. I mean, he's gonna be destroyed basically.
He said he'll be destroyed basically because that's she's hurting his pride from that standpoint. For a man to be, and she's constantly complaining. Okay, so
He should
Cheryl
know his
went
stroke.
along the
He
lines
he
of
should know his stroke count though. But okay, I get it.
she
She shouldn't have
said
said
the
that.
man should know his stroke count.
Yeah,
You should know your stroke count.
he
If
should
it's
be
that
able to
good.
know.
He should know
what he
that.
can do.
She said he should know that. If she's that good, you know you done had a couple of times that you done did your thing with your fiance. Apparently, she done made it to fiance status.
Right.
So I'm just almost curious to know. We done bought a man in another one. We done bought Mr. Dunn.
Mr. Dunn. Okay.
I had to jump in just for a
He
minute.
said he
Okay.
gonna have to
Okay.
jump
Thank
in.
you.
So come, Mr. Dunn, help me, I'm still trying to figure out.
I don't think he need a sex
She
therapist.
said
Like
she don't
even
think he
I
need
mean
a sex
y'all
therapist.
the guys can
Well,
put their 2 cents
I
in,
like
but
him that
Okay.
he did ask the question. He looking for help. He reaching
He
out
want help.
Right.
He
reaching
said he
out.
reaching out. He want to know what he should do.
because you got he was 40 something.
43.
Because you 40 something don't mean you know everything.
Well, this is
True.
true too.
But the other part about it is that what I saw in it is that sexual activity with someone, it called for chemistry.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. There no yeah, you're right about that.
So they have to create a chemistry. But
Mm.
chemistry starts through communication,
Mm-hmm.
talking with one another,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that it's not bad. It'll happen to him.
Right. Okay. I agree with that.
So what they have to do is just find chemistry. When you find chemistry, it becomes normal.
Even that fast?
No, I don't know
But
how
here's
long
the
it
thing, even from a
Gotta find
woman's
chemistry.
standpoint.
She
Think
said from a
about it.
See,
woman's
you got to
standpoint.
understand.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Sometimes at men,
Yep. Mhm.
we get excited like a rabbit.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
We just get excited.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you're excited, you just think you're doing the right thing, but you're doing a disservice
Okay.
instead of a service.
Mm.
So you have to be serviceable for the situation, so that person can always be in your life, where sex ain't even a part of it.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
I
I didn't think about
understand.
that.
So
That's
yeah,
why we
like
need the men in
the,
here.
Yeah.
the
That's why I
foreplay
need the
part
men
of
in
it.
here.
That's
So it's
what I
like
wanted
the
to ask
foreplay,
too.
almost like, okay, so what's your question? Because I know y'all probably can't hear.
No,
So what's
you
your
can
question?
you can transfer. To
Okay,
the-
Okay.
so
So what's your question?
the thing is this. So she says that he he ejaculates too quickly.
He
Is
comes out to that.
what is he doing to lead up to that? Because as
Yeah.
women, if we
What is
are
he doing to
fulfilled
lead up to
before,
that?
like
As
say
women,
if
we're
it's
fulfilled
foreplay, you
before.
kissing me, you hugging me, you make
If
sure that
it's
I've climaxed before
foreplay,
you climax, then yes, I will. I don't care if you come fast after that. If I got mine, you can come in 20 seconds. I don't give a shit.
okay.
Like
So
that's where
basically,
I'm
she's
at.
saying that what is he doing leading up to that? It's like, is he, because women, we get fulfilled with certain things. Like, what is the foreplay about? And if you know that this is something that can get us off faster, and then I don't care what you do after that.
Well, it may not be foreplay. He may not be experienced with foreplay.
She
But
got to
some-
teach him.
But
Yeah.
no, but sometimes with women always got a weapon.
We always
They
have
don't
a
use
weapon.
their weapon on everybody.
Interesting. Our weapon. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me think about that for a second.
They don't use their weapon on everybody.
Mm.
So sometimes they take their shot because in a
Mm.
relationship, he may be in that person. She said, "Okay, there, I'm gonna get him today."
Wow.
And that's
I'm
how
not
she
getting next time.
fiance.
That's why she fiance.
So-
That's why she's fiance then.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's dissatisfied
Yeah, but-
about what's going on.
But fiance trying to be a wife.
Right. He
Well,
might got
that's
some
what she-
clout or
She trying to be
something.
a
This young
wife
man
as a
might have some
fiance.
money or something.
It-
Mhm.
Wait, she said that's because he might have some money or something.
It may be, but he may be a good guy, 9 to 5 guy, work, truck
Mhm.
driver,
Okay.
whatever. But sometimes women pick and choose when they
This is
want
true.
to make
Yeah.
you feel like you the shit
True.
Well, this is
until
true.
you become that it. And then a chemistry start
The
coming.
chemistry.
And then if it works, she'll get his chemistry. It ain't a one-way
Mm.
street.
Mm.
hmm
Okay, so me speaking from experience.
Go ahead. We listening.
Yeah.
So me speaking, I'm gonna be blunt. I agree because we can turn it off and on as
Well,
women.
not, no. It's, no.
No, seriously, no,
No, you
no.
can't.
It's still on this.
Uh-huh.
As a woman,
Mhm.
I can turn it off and on. Okay, I get the fiance, and Cheril was absolutely right. That's why she fiance. Now you complaining about what he's not doing, and I agree with you,
Mhm.
ma'am. Just because he's this age and such, teach him, show him how. And I agree with you when you said that women have that weapon. That's to
But
me.
here's the thing. Maybe it's a
said-
red flag for him if she's already comparing him to people from her
She
past.
said
That's
it's
a
a
red
red
flag because
flag
now
for
you done
him
hurt his
because
pride. And
she's
who's to
always
say?
comparing
Yeah.
him to other people. That's
Who's to
like
say she
it's like
won't do
maybe a
that
Well,
in the
red
that
flag.
wasn't good. That
That's
wasn't
not a
good.
good thing
But
to be
on the other
comparing him
hand,
to
when I said
somebody
that
else.
one way street, you women, y'all like emotion, y'all like touch, y'all like
Absolutely,
a lot of
it
things.
takes a lot
Right.
more for us.
Well, for her to
Mhm.
be with him, it's something he do besides that she
She-
like too.
Yeah, so
Maybe,
this
Apparently,
maybe the way
sexual
he look in
part.
her eye, maybe the way he hold her hand, maybe the way he open the door for him.
Mm.
See, it starts there where you are. It don't start in the
Mhm.
bed.
That's
Well,
right.
this is true. Yeah,
It
it
starts
does.
there.
We like a car. You gotta warm us
Yeah,
up,
it
Yeah.
and
it
it
starts
takes
there.
before you get in the
So she
bedroom.
know that even though things that he done and he did all those things, so now she said, you know what? Let me go up a notch.
Mhm.
Mm.
And then because sometimes in relationship, you have a great sex relationship, but a person you
Mhm.
can't stand.
Yeah,
Isn't that
I agree.
terrible?
I agree with that. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
So
Toxic
that's
level
and
9010.
what I saw
So-
in the message that I just saw where they have to find that chemistry. And it's a
Mhm.
process as a
Mhm.
fiance becoming a
Can't
wife.
find-
Because
Yeah.
because that's why you hear that old saying, do you want to have the milk before, whatever they
Just
call it?
sample the cow before you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the first
something
milk.
like that.
So, so
Mhm.
this is a great segue to that.
Yeah. Well, I personally, I think you
Look,
nailed
I'm
it.
gonna
It's
I'm
the
gonna say this
chemistry.
though.
Mhm.
Well,
Listen,
Cheryl said, Cheryl. Okay, what do you say?
she's the fiance about to be married. If they're not sexually satisfying each other now, like if she's not feeling
She
sexually
said,
satisfied now, she should not be getting married. You're gonna be married to this person forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
so she said, here's
Like,
the deal. She's the fiance now.
Mhm.
And if she's not sexually satisfied now at this level, when they get married, it only magnifies. It don't get any
yeah, it
better. It won't get.
magnifies.
It's
Like
only
sex,
gonna magnify. It's only gonna get worse.
No, I disagree.
I mean, I do because
I disagree.
I get that
This
he
is
can
why
be
they're
doing because
trying
she
to be
gonna
so
end up
honest.
getting her something
No.
else.
No,
Getting
I
her
yeah, that's
somewhere
what's
else.
gonna happen if
I
if
disagree.
if
That's
she
gonna be
is not
unfair because
sexually
look at the fact
satisfied.
that she even
No.
comparing him
No.
to somebody else.
No.
Okay, I disagree
You
with
missed
Mr.
She want
Vaughn
his
on that
money.
part.
You missed it. You missed the
It
key.
is other things. Well, what?
You
Okay,
missed the key word.
he said I missed the key
The
word.
key word is that's just fiance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm
she
speaking from
may
her
make it. I mean,
perspective.
if she's
Yeah,
gonna
but
make
when
it
that's
to
your
wife level, Lord,
fiance, they both ready to make that leap, well, no matter what it takes. They both
I
ready to take
wouldn't
that
do
leap.
it. Don't
Now,
do it,
if
G.
you want to
Don't do it.
have a crystal ball and look way ahead because of one or two sexual encounter, yeah, you need to
Mhm.
stop being each other right now.
Right.
Well,
You,
yeah,
you just
but
stop right now.
are
They have
you-
to make that decision. But if you
Mhm.
in this for the not the war, for the battle. I mean for the war, not
For
the
the war.
battle.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get this thing figured out. Because the thing is, it's not bad. Good WAP is good.
What?
She had to
Right.
That's what
Hey,
he defined
hey,
as good.
right.
no. She had to let him understand. Let me give you an example because
Mhm.
I don't mind being transparent. I was dating this young lady back in middle 90s, and I don't know what it was, but we was kicking it.
Mhm.
So the kicking part where I'm telling you the trash. I went to a house party. This guy told me about the house party, and he was with her, but he was a short guy. But I'm at the party. I always go by myself.
Mhm.
So I'm at the party. He's a barber. He's famous. He's
Just
around
around
there
about.
talking to everybody.
Mhm.
So she's over there by herself.
Mhm.
So she came to me. He said, "Yeah, V told me about you. Not that Vernon.
Yeah.
Another Vernon. Said he told me about you. Said you're a nice guy." So we started talking.
Mhm.
She said, "Well, let's change numbers." She said that we changed numbers. So we started kicking it.
Mhm.
But this why I understand that is that we started kicking it. I should go see her, go to her house.
Mhm.
We have sex. So she had good WAP. And my question, I asked her, and it was just so profound. I said, "How did you learn how to be like this?" She said, my ex-husband taught me.
Mhm.
But that made me feel so good. I want to offend because now she passing along.
Right.
When somebody teach you.
Well,
And
apparently he got a problem with that.
no, but my point is that we have to help each other along the way. We just can't just hold it back in our last relationship or whatever. She had to tell me that, but I'm mature enough to know.
Well, you asked though.
I asked. Oh yeah.
See, his thing is she just volunteered it.
Yeah.
Like she's saying it to him, and it's kind of and that's messing with that man's pride.
Yeah.
Like, why are you constantly comparing this? This happened before. So what you
I think he's normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with this young man. Like there's
he's
nothing wrong
fine.
with him. He's
if
fine.
he's coming up that fast, it does come along with the woman if he's that transparent and being honest about it, the communication that comes with chemistry, good communication comes with good communication. Knowing each other's love language, knowing if you know he already defined it, she got that good wop, she got it right. So if she knows that something is happening, that he every time he get in there, a couple of strokes, boom, it's done. He's gonna come off. You can't get mad. You already know. No. So now teach him. The woman. You need to teach him. Show him what it is that requires for you. Like, bro, I get it.
This is I keep hearing you saying. I keep hearing you saying that she got to teach him. She don't have a penis.
I know. Teach him how to. Okay, let me explain that.
Yeah,
I'm a woman. I can only speak for what's happening with me. If my dude is constantly coming off fast, it's my responsibility to talk to him and say, "Hey, look, slow down." Because I'm studying you, I'm reading you, I'm trying to get to know how you move. Because the ultimate goal is for both of us to be satisfied. Most men know how to handle and hold it back and then wait for the woman. I hear that.
But see, I disagree with that. You know why? Let me tell you why. I disagree with that because it's men. The first thing, men are like little boys. We do something, we think we'll get in trouble. When a man premature ejaculates, he feel like he done messed up. That's first. I'm just going to mill for it. Secondly, when you see that with men and that happened to him, is that guy don't understand what's the focus of why he having sex with her. The sex is not about him; it's about her.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's about her. They have to come to that conclusion that you have to satisfy me, and then eventually it'll become you. Then eventually it becomes us.
And it goes because back to communicating.
See, sex and relationship, everything you do start with a woman. That woman see you in the store, she know 5 minutes, 5 seconds, she gonna be with you or not. It's the same thing. She know if she want to be with you, no matter how it's gonna be.
Yeah, of course. The first 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And she know. So even that situation, if she want to go down that path with you, she know.
Yeah. So after we done crossed that line,
but men have to understand that too, and that's why so many men not in tune into themselves to be in tune with her.
Again, it does go back. She's that fiance. It go. If she's trying to be
it's
wife.
A connectivity. Because if I'm with you, then here I am, and we kicking it, and I ain't get it. It came too fast, and then we're there, and now you've been to get ready to tell me to slow down and do this. No. I think we should have that conversation, and that conversation start with clothes on, eye to eye. We had that conversation.
I think he needs to listen. I'm gonna say this, Kim. Listen. This is what I think he need to do. And it ain't if in some men come quick. I mean, it's just in his anatomy. He just built like that.
It's built like that.
Now here's the thing. This is what he need to learn how to do. Cunnilingus, go downtown and make sure she comes first. Some kind of way you better make sure she comes first.
Sure she comes first. She said basically satisfy her first, and whatever you do, whatever you do after that,
because I'm satisfied.
But so many men don't even know what that is.
They better learn. It comes with teaching. I don't care what communication is everything.
Oh, I agree.
And I agree wholeheartedly. If I'm into this man, it's something else that has me attracted to this man. Even from the sexual standpoint, as a woman, we feel that our body is the bonus, and it's the gold mine, because it really is. It's the weapon. That's our weapon, and we do know how to use it, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. We're women, and we're wired that way. But I personally think that if since it's becoming a problematic, bottom line, you should teach him how to love you.
Yeah,
right. Teach him. If he's reading you and he's really into you, it ain't about, man, she comparing me with somebody else. Like your chemistry starts just like we have to be wired. Well, I'm sorry, just like we have to be jump started. My jump start is my dude picking up my kids from school, or he's taking care of a bill, or just without me knowing. I'm kind of like, and I know that may sound crazy, but we love with all of our being, from mentally, physically, seeing, touch. We love. That's how we're wired. It's certain. I mean, prime example. I can even go with today. Like my guy, literally, I was cooking. And he walked behind me. That didn't happen often, but he walked behind me and he did certain type of gesture. I'm like,
okay.
It's like, I said, you better stop. He said, oh, no,
Yeah.
no kids there. You can't do that. I said, oh, well, all right. Don't do that if you don't want to get nothing started.
Right.
But I already know what our situation is. So I was like, oh, in my mind, I already know what's going down later.
See,
right.
But and I called him back. I said, come back and do that again. And he was like, no, all right. You like that? Yes, I do. I wasn't ashamed about that. I'm like, okay, you do that. But that's showing him, teaching him how to. But prior to that, I was a little annoyed. And he knew that. It's like he knew I was annoyed. And he wanted to know what that was about. Like, without asking me, I made the comment. I said, well, if you want such and such and such, why don't you just go do it sometimes? And he saw my facial expression. He's into me. And he wanted to know what could I do to make her happy. It's long before he may be logical. Y'all men are logical. Y'all just like A plus B equals C.
Right.
That's it.
We A plus B equals C to the third power.
But
we
see,
all that, you know.
But see, I used to agree with that.
Well,
but I
you're a
don't
man,
now.
so I don't know.
Because as a man, you learn how to date yourself, fall in love with yourself, get
That's
ready
what
for
women need to
yourself.
do.
So when you give it that woman, you ready.
That's right.
A lot
That's
of
how it's
men
supposed to
wait
be.
for the woman to do all those things.
Mm.
So I used to thought I was just that. No, I'm
You're more
waiting.
into that.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more
definitely.
mature. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
right.
I'm waiting that. But the thing is, my favorite artist is Will Downing. He got a song called Million Ways.
Oh, yes,
And
that's
he
my
says,
jam.
give her candy card, and Hallmark cards right then. So that guy, if he know how to do that, if he find time,
You woo me with.
he said
simple things.
if she need a freak when she's in need.
There you
Interesting.
go.
So a lot of men are not in tune to themselves to get in tune with
the
that woman.
That part.
Oh,
That part.
That's where it starts at.
Okay.
So if you do ejaculate early, you still can work on you first before you get to her.
That's why you got to know them strokes.
That's why you got to know your stroke number. Know your stroke number.
And chemistry is everything. I wholeheartedly, chemistry is everything. And yes, as women, we know off the bat if this is somebody I'm just sending for the long haul, or he just gonna be somebody I can play with.
But it go back to the question they had on one of the show this week, which is working relationship, pussy whip or digmatized.
Well, hello. Well, well, I can't say nothing about that. I can be both. Well, not the P whip, but I can administer. I can regulate.
See, this is what happened though,
I
Kim. Some women get.
It been more men pushing whip than women been digmatized.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
See, one thing about women who been digmatized, it's a feeling and it's an itch. I done had women tell me, say, boy, I was going down the freeway and I think about when that Negro did that to me, I'd be having a flashback. And she said, by the time I get home, it's over with.
Well.
But with niggas, we want to follow to your house. We want to know who with you.
Who that nigga you were talking to?
Why you with him, not me?
They done tied their emotions to it.
Do you hold him the way you hold me?
Wow.
Oh wow.
See, that's why I think a moment do been.
Is that why on that note right there? Is that why it's easy for a man to cheat? And I'm gonna tie this in there. And they have a hard time when the woman cheat on him.
No, I just think when after he been pussy with, no, usually a man who pussy with, he don't see nobody else.
Yeah, I was about to say he only got eyes for that one person.
He becomes celibate and abstinent until he get that back. That's pussy with.
Yeah, that's very much so.
Yeah, do anything.
Like, I'll do anything for you, girl.
And
I'll drink your bad water.
If you're a man over a certain age, and I hear guys in their 40s, 50s say they never been pussy with. If you keep living and you had a good dating life and you ran the girl and you say you at the club and play her, though you've been pussy with.
Wow.
What my mom likes to say, keep on living, baby.
When I hear guys on that panel saying the other day, because you're on TV, because you're be honest.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like that, but it was the best thing ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It made me grow.
That's right.
Yeah.
It makes
And
you
my
grow.
story is that she tried to find a way to break up with me.
What?
Everything.
Wow.
But now you
Wow.
hear this story.
Yeah.
So she trying to find out. I did everything. I went over that day. I cooked dinner. I was off. I ran her bath water. So she came home. And when she came home, I said, okay, then I'm gonna go to the gym on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
That's me and my partner go to the gym, play ball. I come back, food still on there, and eat the food. I said, why you ain't eating much? I don't want none of that, whatever. I said, so this lady named Aunt Liz always told me, keep you somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know what? You know how to, I'm going to my house. I go back to Arlington. She's in North Dallas. So it was a Monday. I come back that Wednesday. Food still there.
Wow.
Water
The
in the
same
bathtub.
food.
Everything in there. See,
wow.
when you want to leave somebody, you create drama to leave.
That's right.
Oh.
You create drama. So
Mhm.
let me say. So then that Wednesday night, I go back home and I call her. I said, hey, what's going on? Why are you tripping? What's going through all this stuff? Blah, blah, blah. I said, well, Don, I want to hear that. I'm just tired of you. I'm tired of you. I said, what? What did I do? Never could tell me what I did. So she said, F you, Don. And she, bam.
Wow.
She hung the phone up.
Just
That's
like that.
crazy.
Like that. But hold on, this will get you. So she hung the phone up. They had those sandwich phones. The phone didn't hang up.
Right.
Oh.
The phone.
Okay.
So
she done got caught.
So I'm just sitting there, and you sitting there, I'm pondering, watching TV. So I picked the phone up to make a phone call. Well, I hear noise in the background. I hear the TV. I hear the just the noise. So eventually, I just hold the phone. So I hear a knock on the door. Knock on the door. Knock on the door.
Well.
She said, "Hey, come on in." So the dude came in. He brought food, and they ate at the table because her bedroom was right by the living room area, by the dining room area. They talking, laughing. I'm holding the phone and listening. So it's like 10:30, 10 o'clock. Chemistry and relationship also in your schedule. So it's 10:30, by 10:30 now. So it's time for Lucille Ball. She loved Lucy. So they come in the bedroom. She turned on Lucy. So I turned my TV on Lucy so it'd be synchronized.
Right.
I'm still holding the phone. I'm listening. So they
do they think.
So turn TV off. And back then they had those platform bed where the bed is low and the phone is right there. So the phone, so they turn lights out. I hear everything like I'm watching an X-rated movie.
Wow.
I hear everything.
Wow.
So I just hold the phone.
So you got the whole shenanigans.
But I love freedom more than I love anything on this earth.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the phone off the hook. So I walked to the payphone. I called my job and not coming in today. So the guy get up. I picked the phone back up. She don't even know it's off because it's right there on by the lower of the bed. And the guy take a shower and he leaves.
Wow.
So she walked into the door and she come back. The sun rays, I know how the apartment is coming through the light. So she see the phone and she picked up. She said, hello. Hello. I never said nothing. She hung it up. So I hung up. So I drove all the way to North Dallas from Arlington. And she always late. But we work at 9. She leaves at 5 minutes till 9. So I go to the apartment and I sit outside. And I sit outside the apartment till about 5 to 9. I go knock on the door. She looked at the people and she looked at me and said, what is it? What is it? Why you over here? I said, oh, I left something over here. You left nothing over here? I said, yes, I did. I said, send you sucking bedroom. No, you didn't. So she said, well, come and get it. I come to the door. So she could go to her bedroom. So I go to the bedroom and I stood by the door. You know, I'm like a Catholic person. I don't want to be around no alcohol. I don't want to go in the room. So I stood by the door. I said, next time you fucking hang your phone up.
Oh.
One thing about a woman, she don't want to be busted.
That's right.
I don't think no man either.
And so she said, no, we try to get lie out of it.
Yeah.
So
they
then
will
she
lie
said,
out of it, most definitely.
I started crying over this now. I'm gonna call police. I said, for what? I ain't touched you, I ain't hit you enough. But in the rule of the law, if she call the police, I'm going to jail.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
They tell you to calm you down.
Yeah.
I said, no, you gotta do that. I leave. Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. You had my phone bug. I ain't had your phone bug.
Yeah,
but out of that, when I left, I put my car at the grocery store and I walked up there, got in my car, And I went over my homeboy house. I had to go test. I couldn't go back home because I go back home, I'd be all in the funk. But what I'm saying that from being, I was pussy whoop. Everything that we did, everything that we did, I was that whoop guy. But from that, it grew me. I'm
It
glad
should.
that.
Well, yeah, yeah.
true.
But from that, it made me be a better man. And I learned that every woman who you with ain't and I want to be a girlfriend.
Well,
Some girls just whore, some girls just like being around other dudes.
Right.
And they want that comfort zone. I was a good guy, nice guy, this and that, whatever it had to be. But let me tell you how pussy was. One of my closest friends, Paula, went to school with her. And she said, Spider, she ain't no good for you. We go to this club called Dream. And so she see that dude over there, she be with him.
Wow.
If somebody tell you about your girl and you whoop girl, you please.
Yeah,
you
ignore the signs.
You ignore
You ignore what somebody else telling you about what's going on.
So when the word got out that we weren't together no more, is that was fine. So, but I don't thank Paula for telling me. You have to find out on your own. They tell you every day. So pussy was good for me. So I knew how to choose women. I knew every girl wasn't girlfriend material. I took more time to try to analyze them. I didn't go to bed with them so quick.
That's right.
See, so you learn.
But what about these guys who are not? I mean, maybe not have those experiences like that, and just all around just good guys. That not a lot of females in they pocket or what they call them on the link. Not a lot of females. Some guys are just not wired that way.
Well, see, I used to believe this. I do believe in this day and time. Good guys always feel last, but women feel comfortable. Good guys,
right? They feel safe.
Good guys.
They feel safe.
They like that rough guy. Most women, they want that guy that they want that guy until they get. See, all women ain't grown up either. They ain't mature either.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, does it have something to do with maturity?
A lot to do with maturity.
And that woman, they don't mean you grown up.
Yeah,
that's right.
So in that situation, is that sometimes that you have to start identifying with yourself. Which way are you going?
That's
and
right.
it all goes back, just like men have to date themselves. And I stress this with women all the time. Know your worth.
That's right.
And know you. Date your, if you single, you waving that single flag, learn you. Get to know who you are. So you can show this person, because everybody ain't gonna meet on the same page, on the same level.
See, and I agree with that. But on the other hand, if you got that guy, you want to go get a nut with everything. Accept that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Don't go and say, "Oh, you used me." Oh, you started crying after it happened. No, you went over there.
No, that's what you signed up for.
That's exactly what you signed up for. Cheryl was absolutely right. That's what you signed up for.
But here's the thing. I will say this for sneaky links. A level of consistency needs to be in that type of situation as well.
It definitely needs to be in this type of situation
as well. You know, if you are signing up for that, it's cool, but like it has to be some type of communication there, because that's the
transparency stuff that I said, like you said in the mirror.
It has to show ourselves, because there's some unsafe factors there. You know, it could become an unsafe thing if you're not communicating.
I agree.
In that situation.
If you don't know you and you ain't honest enough, you gotta be and lay it like dating. Starting out dating after being divorced or widow, whatever. The dating now is oh my God, it's way off the Richter scale right now. Like what we are used to, or what we would have been accustomed to then. It's nothing like that now. So I don't mind. Even my son was like, when you out here dating people, what do y'all tell them? Because I look at what they do and I'm like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna be that gullible. What the hell y'all got going on? But be honest up front.
Me personally,
me too.
I would love to be dating now, and I would love not to be dating.
Yeah, it's hard.
I would love to be dating because I don't have to put no work in. That's first.
Yeah, you ain't got to put no work in. You just
nowadays you definitely
don't have to be dating because I can't never find love.
Yeah, you want to find love. Is it love or the trust?
If you're looking for love, you don't want to just be out there dating.
Yeah,
because my wife and I, we met online, and the first thing you have to do when you get divorced or you break up a relationship and you start doing you and working on you, you have to find out all the time what you don't want.
Yeah,
we're all trying to find what we want.
Yeah.
So
I can say that for now. I'm navigating through what I
don't bag, want. My pajamas, get my dinner, and I did me.
And Cheryl says she's navigating now between, because she, from a woman's perspective, she's navigating now between what she don't want.
Yeah.
Like what I
You
don't
know,
want.
yeah.
And for
Like,
me, that's
is-
where I'm at.
The want part
It's
comes
easy.
easy. It's what I don't want.
If you want, yeah.
Right.
And usually that's a long list, laundry list of
No,
stuff.
no.
I'm learning. It's not that
That's
long.
a great list. You know why?
Here's the thing.
Because now
Consistency is
that's
at the
what
top of it.
dating is about. You ain't gonna know what you don't want till you start dating.
Right.
I'm going with a guy. He's nice, but he smoke. I don't want a smoker.
Right.
I'm going with this guy. He want to take me meet his mama. We on 2 dates. I don't want to meet your mama.
Yeah.
That's right.
See, you find out what you don't want. I don't need your mama to justify me to be with you.
Right. Well,
You
that's
see?
true too.
See, so
Yeah.
then when you find out what you don't want, you have to keep going. And that's why I tell African American women, date out your race.
Really?
Yeah.
Date
Date
out your
around.
race.
Definitely
Date
date around.
You don't
I
know.
have.
She said, "Oh, they know white
I've-
guy. How you know?"
I've dated out my
Oh, they know
race.
Asian guy. How you know?
Too.
You dated. She said, I've dated out my race.
Yes, because how will you
Yeah, you
know
did.
How
what
would you
you
know
want
what
and
you
what
want?
you don't want if you
What you
don't?
don't
So all
want.
your life,
Don't
you
try.
all your life, you go to
Not
one
right.
restaurant all your life.
Well,
Right.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true. You go to one restaurant all your life. That's it.
No.
Just one restaurant. All these
Get it
restaurants.
right.
out
This is what
how
I
you
learned
gonna say
though.
it
It don't
until you
matter
find
the
out?
ethnic group or the race.
Doesn't
If a
matter
man is
ethnic group or
mature
race.
and they
Yeah.
want to date you
If
and they're
he's
serious,
mature
they're gonna be
and he
that
wants to
way.
date you,
If not,
he's
and they're
going- and
just
he's
playing
serious, he's
around,
going on
definitely
a
gonna
date.
date.
they're just gonna be
Quit
that.
thinking y'all
Yeah.
gonna be together. Quit thinking that you're gonna have a baby with green eyes. Quit thinking that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it's how we wired. Again, it
Yeah.
goes with how we
Mindset.
wired.
I ain't
It's a
worried. I ain't about
mindset.
having no babies.
It's-
I run from them. If you're trying to have, if that's one of the questions on the date when I'm dating, and the first thing you ask is what you feel, how you feel
How
about
you-
children. I've had children; they're grown and
Yeah.
gone. And if I
She
do
said-
happen to commit to somebody, and kids are not on the
If
table for me,
Kids are not on the table for her. So
that's
you
the
know
reason why I
off the
don't want
bat,
that.
like when you
Yeah.
start dating somebody, and the first thing he started talking about is kids and all
I'm
that
about to run
stuff.
away.
She ain't. That's
Yeah.
out. She
Bye.
out. It's out for her.
But well,
Yeah.
the other thing is that when the dating pool now is that quit dating for other people, sorority
Right.
sisters.
Sister. Oh yeah. Your
Cousins.
parents. The yeah.
Right.
Y'all look good together.
Yeah.
Both of y'all Baptists.
It
that
works
kinda-
best.
Yeah.
It works. It's
Oh, I
what
can't
my
stand
thing
it.
is. What worked for you,
Right.
y'all,
Right.
and that's
But-
that relationship is between y'all. If it's what you really want,
What dating,
What
not the
dating?
relationship.
Yeah,
the
the-
dating
but
part.
Dating.
yeah,
We're
but
not
eventually
even at
it leads into
They
that.
lead to that.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I give you an example. I'm Baptist, but my wife is Catholic.
Mhm.
So we go to Catholic church and we go to Baptist church.
Mhm.
But some people say, I can't date. I find me a Baptist. Yeah, no, I don't.
Mm.
No, I
Mhm.
don't.
It's almost like you setting limitations at this
Yeah.
point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
set
like-
yourself up for
Mhm.
that, and it's just
So
open
and then
yourself
the
up
other
to the
part about
possibilities,
dating,
right?
when you
Mhm.
date to have fun, not to
Commit.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have fun just dating.
Yeah, it's just a date. Yeah.
Dating like an athlete. You have to practice to be good.
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't practice, you don't know how good you're gonna be. You don't date, you don't know what kind of
Yeah.
person you want to be with.
Well, then you shouldn't don't complicate it by adding sex into it.
Right, because dating
we
is
tie
not
Exactly.
that.
ourselves
Exactly.
emotionally when we, as
Exactly.
a woman, I
Mhm.
can't. And people we use it all the time. It's like, oh, I'm dating, and when but if you're sleeping with him, that's not dating, baby.
Yeah, that's something
No, it ain't dating.
That's different.
That's not dating.
You cut it out. That's where them standards. You don't go below. You take you out to a nice restaurant. That expectation should not be after you take me out to this nice restaurant and you
Yeah.
spend all your money on me that you expecting me to come lay in the bed with you, because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not.
I
that's
have
not
walked
dating
away from many of them and left him at the table because I already knew off the bat what that was about. I already knew what that was about off the bat. So, and I left him right there. I was like, oh, because prime example, went on a date. I met this guy online.
Mhm.
We went out on a date because to me, I'm
Mhm.
just dating. I'm
Mhm.
not trying to commit
Yeah.
to you, bro.
Ooh.
I said, I don't do that because I do take myself. That's my pride.
Mhm.
And I'm not just going to give it up to know anybody.
Mhm.
So we go out on a date. He took me to a very expensive, nice restaurant, everything. Because I kept asking, what do you want me to wear? He said anything. And we had been talking for about a few weeks or so.
Mhm.
So our conversations were a little sketchy, but not too grungy.
Mhm.
But still in all, he was always busy because he had his job and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, so I'm getting to go out on a date tonight somewhere different from what we were used to going. Because I guess maybe in his mind, he thought, oh, yeah, I turn it up a notch. Maybe she gonna turn down some.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn down all right. But at the end of the day, I wasn't dating him to see how sexually attracted I was to him. I was dating him just to see what more he had to offer, not about his money. Because I'm more, you stimulate me here. If you can't get me here, you get this, none of that. That ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So we go out on this date or whatever, and we sitting at the table. So the waitress come by, she asks, you know, and I noticed throughout the night, his demeanor was different. It was like he turned it up all the way up. So he started rubbing my feet. I already knew what you're trying to give me, and I would kind of push away. Like, he said, "Why are you acting like that?" Even though I didn't give him any facial expressions, he asked me why was I acting like that. I said, "Acting like what?" I said, "If you don't know me by now, you should know I don't act." And I said, "If you can't read this body language, we ain't gonna make it past this night."
Well, what happened is that with young men, I have despondent about. I get despondent that men don't want to put in work.
Yeah, they just want to see what they can get.
Work, you don't reap no benefits. So here's a woman, and this like guys do their homework. They don't read. They don't. So here you are, and you're making $75,000 a year. You go to a restaurant, you get ready. That's first.
Right, exactly.
So he should know that at first.
That part.
He should know
this
that.
meal don't mean nothing to me.
Because you buying me a meal don't mean you're gonna get sex.
That part.
You should know that. Secondly, is that he didn't give approval to rub your feet.
Exactly. Yeah, because I took offense to that. Like,
you don't do that.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that men don't put in work. Putting in work is respectability. Putting in work is no. Putting in work is I can wait to see you next time. If it's the second day, that's putting in work. So when you don't put in work, you're gonna keep you're gonna find trash.
Right,
so
exactly.
So the next girl gonna be below you. So you keep going down. You ain't going up.
That's right, because you want to put the work in.
You want to put the work in, yeah.
So now you stuck with a girl that gave you good what, but she you know what a prepositional phrase is.
That's right. She don't mentally. She can't stimulate you, only sexually.
She can't
so now that you're out of
balance. Only sexually. Now you're out of balance.
But you steady going down and down and down. So I'm a prime example. The same girl I told you about is that. Oh, she talking?
No, she's not.
That same girl. I met her at a happy hour with some friends. We in the parking lot, noodling, Googling, I'm playing all in it and everything else. And after all that, she asked me, "You want to follow me home?" I said, "No."
Wow.
Because I tried to make something that wasn't there, but if I would have did that, I know. Now this I know. If I would have knocked you down one time, I'm done with you. But I tried to make something that I thought more.
Yeah.
And I didn't see whoever she is who she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, I'm just saying that's who we have to identify what that person is. That wasn't going to be you on the date.
That part.
Because you went to 8 or 5-star restaurant. That wasn't going to be you. So we men, we don't want to put in work.
Yeah.
So when we don't put in work, sometimes we fall. Even when we get that person, we fall to the lowest. And then we fall because we keep trying to find that same girl. That same type we won't put in work. And when you put in work is okay every day. When you put in work, you may not get paid what you thought you get paid. Just put in a little overtime.
Yeah,
that's right.
You got to work for it. If it's worth it, work for it. If it's not, if you know, that's the crazy part. You know that this is not. You know where it's gonna go.
But see, this is the thing. Also, men can't put you and Cheril in a box with Dominique and Joanne.
That's right.
You got putting women in boxes.
That's right.
They put us in these categories.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's why I have a problem with that Steve Harvey book. Think like a woman.
Act like a man. Act like a man. Think like a man. Act like a man. Think like a woman.
That book.
It's think like a man. Act like a woman. That would never happen. We wired different.
Yeah, of course. We definitely are.
Wired different.
I know.
You would never be able to think like a man. Never.
I know that it's yeah, that's true. We just can't. And I get where he coming from with that.
Okay, and like a lady, that's in your DNA.
Yeah, I get where he's coming from. I read the book, and there was some things in there he was saying, and it was only for informational purposes about the mama boys and all that stuff. We already know that, but it's the women. It starts with the woman.
This
Girl,
is what
how much do you value yourself?
Well, this is what I took from that.
It's
this is the thing with women. A lot of men think that women are just 100% emotional, and it's not true. Women are logical.
Okay, hold on, Cheril. I'm gonna say with this part. She said that with men think that women are 100%. You said women are
100% emotional
100%
creatures.
emotional, and that's not true. We're not
We
100%
are
emotional.
we are
No.
also logical
There's some dogs out there.
thinkers.
She said we are also logical thinkers.
But what happens is women tend to make decisions of
But
the heart
but
over
what
the
happens
head.
is women tend to make decisions over the heart rather than the head.
See,
Then
and
men,
that's from the book,
whereas
right?
are the
Whereas
opposite. They
men are
do
the opposite.
head over heart,
They do head over
logical
heart,
decisions.
logical decisions.
So
But
it's
see,
not
and
that
this
we
is where I'm
can't
different.
think
Let me know
like
when she
that.
finished.
You know,
She said,
we need to learn to be in balance. Like we need to also learn to make head over heart decisions when we're dating, so that we don't fall into these traps
okay.
of
So she said
feeling a way
we need
about
to
a
learn
man
how
that may
to
not feel the
create a
same about
balance,
us. Yeah,
so
create a
that we
balance.
won't be thinking more. We need to learn how to think head over heart, so that we won't be falling into these types of traps like
I
that.
can see that.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
but this is where I have a difference at with the book.
Mhm.
And sometimes if you don't see the picture, and this go for women and men, is that the book supposedly was written for his daughters.
For his daughters.
Well, I don't need to write no book to tell you my daughters what to do.
Right.
But the first thing it was written because it was written for the biggest reading sectors of readers, Black women. Y'all are readers.
Mhm.
So if you want a healthy relationship, you write a book about what men need help. But why not? Men are not readers. But let me go back. So you write a book about a woman. She make 75 to 100,000 a year. She got good credit. She college degree. She a good mom. She do everything that she could properly do. But all of a sudden she need help. Here's a man. He still want to go out and party. He go to strip club. He still want to be with his boys at 45. He do everything. You telling him that he trying to be a man. So why you write a book about men? That's who need help. Y'all don't need help. See, I get tired of seeing y'all going to seminars, y'all women. Where the men at?
Yeah.
Right. That's why
I mean, then that's something that needs to be addressed to the
Exactly.
men.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. But women get caught in that box. So here you got to go. You got a master, 7 credit score. You're a homeowner. You got your kids is in private school, and you take care of everything. And now you need help.
Well, they need to get on a different website.
No. I'm just saying.
Date up, girl.
These
Don't date down.
And the most important thing: women are readers. Men are not readers.
That's
Especially Black men.
That's wrong on every level for them. That's sad. They miss out on great things.
Exactly.
Because we're strong women. We are strong women.
So you need a book for being strong. So now I need to write you a book on being strong.
But look at where most of our men are. They either incarcerated or they're gay.
Over there. That's why I suggest date out your race.
Well, this is
go
true.
Find some folks on that level with you.
There you go.
Good credit score, a reader, mental stimulation, whatever it may be.
I'm not opposed to that at all.
She said, I'm not opposed to that.
Not at all. And if anyone has an opinion about it, I don't care, because I'm going to date with someone who's on my level and who's mentally stimulated.
Don't matter what his
Yeah,
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And I'm gonna be honest. Let me be transparent. I'm not gonna say I'm above a sneaky link, because I will. And see, this is
okay.
This might sound bad, but if I'm dating,
I'm good.
I'm not above like finding me one little person to, like, if I need my needs met, like I need him to go ahead and just,
she says she's
clap
not
my cheeks or whatever. I'm not opposed to having that person,
that guy who is just her.
That's all he's there
go-to
for,
guy,
though. He's
like
that's all he's there for.
That
I
dude
don't mind
that
having that
get her back broke every now and then.
Right. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
She says she's not opposed to that at all. So I mean, I agree. It's dating. You finding what your niche, what you like and don't like. But when you tired of just your plaything and you want something more serious, this person that you are dating, consistency is everything. If you're constantly going to this same person all the time and he pretty much fit your standards of what you're looking for, or he's everything that he's met everything that your requirements, I guess, if that makes sense. And it's consistent, that evolves, that dating evolves into a relationship, and y'all chemistry is there. Dating is out the table.
But
gone.
But the only thing that at between a certain window, and I don't know what that window is, between 38. How old is Cheril? How old are you?
Cheril, you 47.
47.
Right.
47.
So when you're 47 and you your life is different. Your kids are grown and you single and you on the dating scene. Things change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they change.
No, this is the thing though. You may have that guy that you fucking, and y'all may have an agreement. And this is the thing. Most guys, when it happens, they think you theirs.
Oh.
No, let me say it.
my
No,
man.
no. Because but where you are in your life, no, this is what we do.
Wow. Yeah.
And so most guys think we do that or we must be some. No, because that woman did everything, been married 20-some years and raised kids and been in the Bahamas. She did all that. Now she's trying to find what I tell women about that Diana Ross song. I love that song too. She said, "It's my turn now." That's she said at the end of the song, "It's my turn now." So the other part about it is that y'all have to date to find out which way you're gonna go. You can get rid of that guy. You can get rid of that guy. He can move because the guy think much I go in you, the more you belong to me. No, it don't. It don't go like that.
Ain't no entitlement there.
But the thing though, no. This guy who don't respect. Well, I had a girl tell me that. She said, "Yeah, me and this guy, we kick it, and that's how we were." And I said, "Jackie," I said, "What happened?" She said, "I got upset with him." She said, "Why?" She said, "We had sex, met at our hotel. When I went to do, he asked me, why haven't I heard from you?"
Wow, it's like the roles reversed. It's like, nah, brother.
She said no. She said she stopped seeing him.
Well, I would
but
too.
they always had that agreement
that they would just do them. So now his feelings. See, once them feelings get involved, it's off the table. There's no more. The deal that you had, the arrangement that you had is off the table. The moment your feelings get caught up in it, it's off the table.
But this what happened to me though. After I got pushed with that girl, I just laid back. I didn't date nobody. I wasn't kicking it. So what I did is that I don't know some reason I started dating married chick. I ran to 3 married chicks.
Oh my lamb!
No.
Well, they got
it was a comfort zone because they had to go home.
Yeah, that part. They had
to go home. We ain't going to no concert. We ain't going out to eat.
You gotta spend the whole money.
And we do.
I ain't gonna do that. We just do us.
If we do, we going 90 miles out. No, I'm just saying.
I mean, it makes sense.
You still have to do what you have to do to get to where you're trying to get to and still maintain a life.
True.
Ain't gonna be no hermit in a house now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
we're not.
You attract what you want.
After that, I say, okay, then I'm through with this. This ain't right. I'm still looking for love. I want love. You know.
But it comes with
and that is the unfortunate part about the the casual sex you do.
Life. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, America want to be number one girl too.
Well, yeah.
America want to be number one too, no matter what it is. Even when you ain't got nobody, they got somebody with you.
Well, look. Well, there you have it, folks. We done heard from the man.
Yeah.
The men's done said what they had to say. And that's just what that is, okay?
Well,
but I mean, from a male's perspective, it's always good to know that. And I know, and again, and it's not to shame anybody.
No.
You have people, even in relationships or dating, wherever it is, you have to learn how to be transparent.
Right. That's that key. That's the key.
That's the best way to cipher out or sift out what is for you, what you're willing to put your attention into and what you're not. And whether you are alpha female or just a passive woman, you still have a sense of yourself. Know you. Because that's the only way you can really teach a man. And it goes back to this question with this young man saying he come fast because she got that good wop. The only problem he have, and it may not be his issue. Mentally, he messed up because this woman keeps saying this happened with my prior. Why are you comparing this man to your past?
Right.
And I know better than anybody. You don't ever tell no man that this happened with my past.
Like what? Yeah.
You had to. Sometimes that person know how much weight they carry. So she trying to
I ain't gonna do it like that.
No, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing.
Fiance, so she'll let him know. Say, I could. Some more guys could have married me.
But no,
you never know.
But that's wrong though. On every level, girl, you finna be divorced before you even married this bro.
So here's the thing: he don't need a sex therapist. He need another girlfriend.
She said he don't need. She said he don't need a sex therapist. He need another girlfriend.
He don't need that.
She in the question. He said she had good WAP. How many men you know that ran away from WAP?
Man, not now. Not one. Not
he didn't go the other way. He gonna stay there and figure it out.
Well, then look, bro, You don't need.
He gonna run away
That's
from
why
it.
he asking if he need a therapist.
Hmm.
That's probably why he asking.
Yeah,
Should
right.
he have a therapist?
Yeah.
That's probably why he's asking that question.
Well,
Should
maybe he
I
needs
get a
therapist then.
therapist? But again, your therapist is right there in that
Yeah,
bed
right.
with you.
Oh yeah, you call
Your
Yeah.
WAP is right there in the bed with you.
It goes back to my original. He need to learn his stroke game, and he need to learn how some foreplay or
That goes
something. He
back
need
to
to get his
your
life together.
He needs
You
to
know.
learn how his stroke game,
So,
and he needs to just get it together.
so
Learn your stroke
since
game.
everybody been transparent, so
Since everybody been
Miss Cheril, can I ask
Miss
you a
Cheril,
question?
he finna ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So you single,
She's
Yes.
single, yeah.
and how long you been single?
How long?
For 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Mhm.
Are you dating?
Dating
Not right now. Loosely.
loosely.
No, ain't no such thing as lucid. I don't want to hear that.
No. Actually,
She said,
I'm
no,
dating.
actually,
I am
she is
dating. I'm dating.
She's dating. Yes.
Okay. Now, in the dating pool, is you having fun or you just dating?
Are you having fun or are you just dating?
Well, I'm starting to slow down on the dating because
Down on
of
dating.
because
okay. Get that
it's
motherfucker
not
out and-
it's starting
okay.
to not be fun. The
It's starting
food
not
is
to be fun.
amazing. Like going
Food's
out and eating
amazing, going out
is
to eat, all that
amazing.
stuff is cool.
However, the conversations are
Conversations.
so odd.
It's
That's
just
right.
not what it is.
That's what I did. And I asked that question because sometimes is that when you got that 3-year window or whatever that window is, and you single, and your dating pool, and the reason you feel like you're tired of it, it ain't working, because the guys you meeting, they think you needy. You are not
Wow.
needy
No, not at all.
Not at all.
at all. But
Mm.
guys want to figure it out. Well, look at you. You look so pretty. You so nice. Oh, wow. Oh, when we come put gas in your car. No, I put my own gas in the car.
That's
Right.
me.
You must step up
That's
game,
me.
brother.
I don't need you to do that.
You know,
And
come
this
on.
is the reason why, because I don't want them thinking they're entitled to
This is the reason
anything
why, because you
from
don't wanna
me.
feel like that they're entitled to
Entitled.
anything from you.
Right.
Entitled, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let
That's
me
why
put
it's
gas
not
in your
fun.
car.
But
Let
this
me
is the
follow
thing.
you home.
You
I'm
know,
like, no, because you're
pressure
trying to get
is
in
on
my
her.
bed.
The
No.
pressure on her.
He said it's pressure on you.
Let me tell you where the pressure
Yes.
from.
Mhm.
Where's the pressure?
The pressure is not from the guy. It's from the people who think she ought to be with somebody right away.
Wow.
As family members, girlfriends, sorority sister. Am I right or wrong?
She said,
You're
yeah.
right, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm slowing down on the dating, because at this point, I don't
Wish
have a
they
focus
had
for
your
it.
freedom.
She said, he said the what it is that they wish they had your freedom. That everybody that pressure. You know, it's not so much of you slowing down. You slowing down because of the pressure that you have on you, basically.
Yeah, like I'm good. I'm in such a good place.
She said she's
She
in a
good.
good place.
But
Yeah.
those people telling that, they wish they had her freedom or her gumption or her after divorce.
the
She
freedom.
happy she can be now.
Mhm.
But
Very.
people want her to hurry up to get back into
It's
the
like misery
the fun.
love company.
Oh
want
Lord,
you
I
to be
can't do it, Mr. Dunn. I can't. Ooh, no.
Is when her walk and her energy changed that. Her smile, how you doing? I'm doing a podcast. I got my business going.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the conversation she talk about a man.
Yeah. No, she didn't. She didn't say anything like that. Well, I'm not dating. I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's been, and I'm it's what worked for us.
But
what works for us.
But see, but you all respect each other's space and time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's space and time. You respect that. But
exactly.
But I think sometimes people fall back into those old habits. Like, you know what, I need to go and get me somebody so I can go to the Zulu ball with somebody.
Oh, this got stipulations on it.
Yeah, so they can see me with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I don't care about that.
See, I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah.
I'm be honest. I was a hoe.
Well,
there you go. We love
I really-
honesty. We
I live
love
by
honesty.
yeah.
Ain't nobody on my own. Ain't nobody to go with nobody to an event with. I ran solo.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you learn yourself, and this is a hard, before I started dating or before involving myself in a relationship, literally, I took time off to love me, because I had been through the divorce. I've been through the death, like literally being the widow. And I took that time to focus on me. Who am I? What is it that I don't like about this, and that? What is it that, brother, if you can, I don't need you to buy me flowers. I can buy my own damn flowers. You taking me to a restaurant, I can pay for, I got that. Give me something outside of it. It ain't even about money. It's not the value of the thing. It's literally the fact that you put time into it to do it.
You see,
That's what I'm concerned. That's what my
and when
thing.
I said,
That was my
let me
thing.
clarify, myself, I was a more of a mental and a single hoe by myself, where I didn't have babies. I didn't have no lot of sexual partner. I was by myself to go scope what I want, who I want to see, who you want to
spend your
But
time
the
with.
main thing, I was mingling.
Yeah.
I was like real late in my life. I had a one night stand. I didn't know what I didn't know what that is.
Mingling. You were just mingling.
And so what happened? So me and my wife got together in 2010. I worked in radio, so I knew all the party was, but I never went, or I did go by myself. So this lady, she real prominent in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So she see me and Trudy at an event, and she said, "Hey, Spider." I said, "Hey," and she said, "Ma'am, you with him?"
Wow.
She said, "Come here, y'all come in." We went over there. She said, "You with him?"
Wow.
She said, "Yeah." She said, "Why is that?" She said, "I've been knowing him all the years, and he always by himself. So whatever you is and whoever you is, you must be somebody."
That part.
That's what she said.
Part.
Yeah.
So,
so I'm glad. I didn't know that folks be watching you.
Oh, heck. Oh, yes, they do.
Very closely. Very closely.
They do. Oh, yeah, they watch.
I've known her about 12 years, 14. She never, along in that, she never told me that.
Yeah. And that's people pay attention. They do pay attention. And you don't have to wear no banner or no disclaimer. You don't have to do all of that because they are watching and they wanting to know. It's like, man, so when, because they waiting to see the next opportunity. Some of them. Okay, so I didn't realize, because you hadn't seen her in a while and she see y'all at a party and it's like, so you because that could have been her moment that she could have approached you.
Nah, she on the other side.
No, I mean, I'm just
He said she on the other side.
But if it was that, because that has happened to me, like literally just happened to me. And I was like, oh no, it's like, well, you always by yourself. I said, just because you see me by myself don't mean that I am by myself. Because I'm not.
Right.
You know, but it's how you carry yourself.
Well, I think it's different from women. Y'all by yourself. If you by yourself and you out, it's like, oh, you looking for somebody. It's Cheril by herself. Oh, you lonely. I need somebody. So the thing is, it's different from y'all. For me, it's just a normal thing. But I think, and that's one of the attraction that I love about my wife is that my wife had a life before she met me.
Absolutely.
She went to travel by herself. She went to
plays by herself. That's what it's about.
She went to all these things by herself. So I'm excited and said, oh, I don't have to be Superman. I can be Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Right.
To woo her, because she know what wooing is.
Yeah, she own Lois Lane.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's all about when you meet that one,
I know.
Yeah, you know.
I think that's what women need to be. Women need to be their own superhero. Like for me, and people call me arrogant all the time, Kim, and I honestly don't care that they call me arrogant or call me conceited. I am Superwoman. I am my Superwoman. Because who else is going to be that for me? I am my super person. Like, I got to live with me. So, I got to be amazing for me every day. So, whether I have somebody on my side, and I'm going to be honest with you, that won't happen. You're not going to see anybody with Cheril in public that has not came to me and decided to commit to me and me to them. So that ain't nowhere. All I am ever going to be talking about is what I got going on with my kids and my career and my personal life. Ain't no you don't need another person to complete you. I'm good.
The one thing that I like about her, she said she's arrogant. It's another adjective she can add to it. And I just told Lady this recently. She came in, and that word is called selfish.
Yeah, arrogant and selfish is okay.
No, it's okay to be selfish because what's the first 4 letters in that word?
Self.
Right. Yeah. Everything you do struggle. What's self? Yeah. You call me. I am selfish about me.
Right. It's all about me.
I am selfish.
100% is. Like it's 100% is. It's about me.
Sometimes people get that mixed up and they don't want to become selfish. You don't become selfish on yourself. Well, what you waiting on?
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. I agree wholeheartedly.
Because they preach be selfless, and then you give away all your time, all of your energy, all of your everything to someone else, and now you're beat down, you're wore down, you're tired. The other person is all happy. Now I'm in a position to where I'm focused on myself. My kids are good, everyone's good. So it's about I'm literally 100% I'm selfish.
Yeah.
And arrogant according to some people. So
absolutely. Well,
we'll take it.
I'm all for it. I think that it's a beautiful thing. I wanted to, and I so appreciate you, Cheril, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to basically just bring this to you because I know we were going to talk about it earlier, but
Mhm.
we're running short on time. So I wanted to let you to just give us a little synopsis about your podcast that you have. It's called All Things Undone. It's a pre-recorded show and it airs
Yes.
every Wednesday
Right.
at 5 a.m. But you can also they can watch it pretty much at any time, right?
Anytime they want, they can watch
Okay.
it.
And
Mhm.
it's available on Spotify and Anchor. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
So what just give me a little bit about your show. What is it about? Because I
Very,
and
very
Mhm.
briefly,
Okay.
it is about, for us, life after divorce, especially if you have found yourself
Hmm.
divorced after being married for many years, 10 years,
Hmm.
13, 15, 20 years, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
And you need a place of outlet. This is an outlet for me.
Right,
It's
right, right.
it's very therapeutic so that I can talk about the emotions that I went through
Right.
having to rebuild my life,
After
um
divorce.
after divorce, looking for resources that can help you, how to handle the divorce itself, things like that, that maybe you don't know where to go to get the resources to.
Mhm.
And on top of that, I want to talk about other things: dating after divorce, having a life.
Mhm.
Is there a life after you end such a long marriage? I'm here to tell
Right,
you
right,
that
right.
yes, it's a full blooming life. So
Yeah.
I want to get into all of the nuances and just have guests on the show who also have had similar experiences. We'll have experts on the show, like lawyers and real estate agents and things like
Absolutely.
that, to just help
Awesome.
people who are on this journey. So it's literally support for divorcees. It's support divorce,
Wow. Just
the divorce support.
like a support group. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. Well, that's really cool. I absolutely love it. And I would like also this particular your upcoming, I will be a guest on your
you
show.
will. Yes.
This coming well, we say Tuesday night or Monday, Tuesday night when we
Tuesday night.
pre-record it. But definitely I'm looking forward to it. I thank you
Okay.
so much for inviting me to be a part of your show.
Oh, you're
Um
welcome, and
I
vice
definitely
versa. Thank you. Thank you so
yes,
much.
I'm looking
This
forward
has
to
been
having
so much fun. Like, I know we've been on here for like over 2 hours,
I
but
know it.
I've
We
literally enjoyed every minute of it. I've enjoyed the guys coming in and giving their input. Like, oh my goodness, this has
yeah,
been amazing.
absolutely. So how can people reach you?
If you are on social media, I am on Facebook under my real name, Cheril Bryce Nathaniel. If you follow me
On
you can
IG
also
and
follow
TikTok?
me on TikTok and Instagram
Mm-hmm.
under my byline, Granny She Is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the podcast is available on Spotify and Anchor, and you can pull that up by either typing in my byline at Granny She Is, or by typing in All Things Undone. It will come right up for you. And that's
Awesome.
how you can find me online. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm also on Snapchat, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's too bad. You're
Yeah.
basically available on all platforms
I'm
minus Twitter.
available on all platforms minus I am on Twitter. I just don't tweet. So why
Huh?
give that one? And I'm also Granny She Is on Twitter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What hold on one second because I couldn't hear you. My producer said mention he said, look, he
Mhm.
said you can come on the power play now. You can come on join us on our platform.
I'm
You can
ready.
come on. She said,
I'm
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 ready.
I'm
We
ready. Just y'all got to
talk
tell
about
me
that
what I need to
after.
do, but I'm ready.
She said, "Tell me what I need to do." So you can come on our platform. We'll go ahead and hook you up, so you can have your segments
Yay!
on here. So
Woo!
yeah, that's how we do this. That's what this is about over here. It's love. We spread the love, honey.
Thank you, Mr. Don
Yeah.
Spider.
She said,
I'm
"Thank you,
ready.
Mr. Gun Spider. She ready." Well, I love it. This is probably one of the longest shows we've ever had.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry it was
Yes,
so long. Happy
it's probably,
birthday, Kim's mom.
I know it. Mama's still doing her thing. Happy birthday again, Mama. You know I love it. I know she up there trying. She always tell me she's trying to find me a daddy. I done told her my daddy's still living. And he done found you a mama. So why I can't find you no pappy?
Whoop, there it
I said,
is.
oh God, lady. Oh, I'm past that. Okay, we
There
past
it
that, Mama.
is, girl.
But
There it is. My
but
me and
happy
my hero
birthday
friend.
again. She know I
Hmm.
love her. So if you guys, you already know how I do it. Ball Talk with Kim as every Saturday at 5 p.m. We are live right here. You can reach me ball talk to via email ball talk 2022 at gmail.com. There is a message line. It's 214-710-0533. So even if you have a question, you need to ask me something, you want to know something, feel free to give me a call. You can reach me on Facebook and Twitch now. Ball
right.
Talk with Kim. So if you have a Twitch account, sign on, look me up there. I'm also on Facebook again under my personal page, which is Kimberly Hope. Instagram at MZ or Miss Hope 0429. And of course, again, I just added Twitch there again on the bottom, but it's all good though. So
All
thank
right.
you guys again for joining me for another segment of Ball Talk with Kim. I'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.